It's time for Spring Hill High School basketball. Spring Hill Sports Live is brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Price Chopper, Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial, the Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Crown Realty, the Elliott Insurance Group, Prime Accounting Solutions, Farmers Insurance, Leah Smith Agency, the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Allstate, Libby Clark Agency, Spring Hill Fitness, Perfect Detail Salon, and Whitesell Optometry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Good evening from Louisburg High School tonight, and welcome to Spring Hill Sports Live for the Louisburg Wildcats and the Spring Hill Broncos tonight with Caden Trabajo. I'm Bryce Kessler. Third meeting this year between the two girls' teams. It'll be the second meeting for the boys coming up in Game 2 of our doubleheader later on this evening. But this, the rubber match of the Spring Hill-Louisburg matchup this year on the girls' side. The first meeting went to Louisburg. That game in Spring Hill. Louisburg won 56-42. The rematch 8 days later on a neutral court in Wellsville went to Spring Hill, 42-25. So now we'll see who can take bragging rights here in this 2019-2020 season in the third matchup of the year. Spring Hill enters 5-11. They have dropped their last four, including a 51-39 loss to Paola on Tuesday night earlier this week in a back-and-forth game that had 4 ties and 16 lead changes, but Spring Hill went ice cold in the fourth quarter when they failed to make a single shot from the field. They were outscored 20-6 in that final quarter to drop to 5-11 on the season and 2-5 in the Frontier League. For Louisburg, they improved to 7-8 last Friday with a 41-24 win at Ottawa. That ended a 6-game losing streak for the Wildcats. So they were riding on a little bit of a tough stretch, but that victory got the ship righted, they're hoping, and now Spring Hill's hoping to send them right back into a start of another losing streak. Louisburg enters play 4-4 in the Frontier League. That's the matchup coming up. We'll take a deeper look inside of this matchup coming up next here on the Comfort Designs pregame show as we lead you up to the opening tip coming up in about 15 minutes. Spring Hill and Louisburg on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to Cool Crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net. Sports Live. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show, brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. We're in Louisburg tonight here on Spring Hill Sports Live for the Spring Hill Broncos and the Louisburg Wildcats. We take a look at our girls matchup, which will kick us off tonight. Third meeting of the year. Now Spring Hill 5-11. They are currently 6th in the Frontier League at 2-5. Louisburg 7-8. They are 4-4 and 4th place in the Frontier League. The Wildcats averaging 44.8 points per game. They're giving up 42.5 points per game. Ended a 6-game losing streak last Friday. They did not play earlier this week in the midweek, so they have been off a full week until their game here tonight. Coming off that 6-game losing streak, they got rid of with a 17-point win at Ottawa. And now for the third time this year, these two teams will face. The Louisburg Wildcats are led by junior Elise Moore, who had 18 in the Louisburg win against Spring Hill, but then was held to just 8 the second time. The Broncos did a much better job, not only with Moore, but the entire team. Madeline Melton, a 5'9 junior, one of the leaders on this Louisburg team as well. She had 14 in the victory. She was held to just 4. So both those girls held to 10 points fewer than they had the first meeting. In the second meeting, a big part of why Spring Hill was able to make the turnaround and pick up the win the second time around. The other big part was just the overall defensive energy and effort. They held Louisburg to a season low 25 points in that game, and the Broncos led wire to wire, and they played defense without fouling. That was a big key, too, because the first time they played Louisburg shot 33 free throws in the game. Second time around, only 9 free throw attempts for Louisburg. And both games were a little bit turnover-filled. Spring Hill had 30 turnovers the first time in the loss. They had 22 still in the game that they won, but because their defense was so good, they forced 22 turnovers out of Louisburg and did it without fouling and were a plus 12 rebounding margin. They were able to overcome those turnovers in their second meeting to pick up the victory. They got a nice performance in that game as well out of Allie Frank, who had 15 points and 9 rebounds, and she's been on an absolute terror over the last 3 games. Allie is averaging 15.5 points and 14.5 rebounds per game. She's just a 10th of a rebound per game under averaging a double-double for the season right now at 13.5 points and 9.9 rebounds per game. She has been the leader on this team, no doubt about it, and has been playing some really good basketball. 3 consecutive double-doubles for Allie Frank entering play tonight. So let's see if she can continue to roll for them. Kate Milroy has been playing very well as of late. Also 8.5 points per game over her last 4-game stretch, adding to her per-game average for the season by another 1.5 or so over this last 4-game stretch. Now up to 6 points per game on the season, of the second leading scorer on the team for Spring Hill this year. The Broncos are averaging 40 points per game, giving up 42. So very similar numbers for the two teams. We'll see who can come out on top with bragging rights in the third meeting as Spring Hill tries to spoil homecoming tonight, the winter homecoming for the Louisburg Wildcats. Their keys to the game are coming up next. You're watching the Comfort Designs pregame show. That was a look at our Spring Hill Fitness matchup. Your local community gym, Spring Hill Fitness, is dedicated to making a friendly, judgment-free environment open 24/7. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-686-2027. Back with your Crown Realty keys to the game right after this on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back into the Comfort Designs pregame show tonight from Louisburg High School. Frontier League matchup between the 5-11 Spring Hill Broncos and the 7-8 Louisburg Wildcats in our girls game to kick things off tonight. Time for your keys to the game, brought to you by Crown Realty. Let Crown Realty help you get the keys to your dream home, and check out all their listings at crownrealty.com. If you're in the market to sell your home, remember the key is a great agent, and that's what you'll find at Crown Realty in Spring Hill. Call 913-592-2222. Offensive key, we're going to make it pretty simple tonight for Spring Hill. Just take care of the darn basketball. 52 turnovers in their 2 games against Louisburg this year, and they picked up a win with one of those. So 30 the first time around, 22 the second time around. If they would cut it by the same margin, take 8 more off that, get down there around that 14 number, I think Clay Pregame would be ecstatic about that in this game tonight if they could keep that turnover number around 15. They're averaging 19 turnovers per game, so play below the average tonight. I think that should be the goal offensively for Spring Hill. Keep it under 19, and if you do that, you can hopefully force a few, because Louisburg's given it up in their matchups as well with Spring Hill. And the defensive key really, and this is not so much, I guess, easier to say than to do maybe, but repeat the effort they gave on that January 30th game. This is a defensive team that has been pretty good throughout the season. They're giving up only 42 points per game. They've held some pretty good offenses to some pretty low numbers offensively throughout this season. So that usually hasn't been a problem at any point this year, is the defensive effort. But they had maybe one of their better ones of every game when they faced Lewisburg back on January 30th in Wellsville. A lot of bumps and bruises came out of that game for Spring Hill. They spent a lot of time on the floor and in the baseboards along the baseline and all kinds of places, and flying into the bleachers. But it was worth it, because they held Louisburg to a season low in scoring. They all came out of there healthy. I mean, again, maybe a little sore, but none of them missed any time because of that game. And the effort was tremendous that time around. And that shows in the rebounding total, where they were a plus 12 in the rebounds that game. And a lot of the rebounding is because of your effort, and they were tremendous in that category against Louisburg the first time. Your keys to the game brought to you by Crown Realty. We'll get you the starting lineups and the opening tip. That's coming up next. You've been watching the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live. Tip-off is next between Spring Hill and Louisburg.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back inside Louisburg High School tonight as we are almost ready for tip-off between the Spring Hill Broncos and the Louisburg Wildcats. As we take a look now at our starting lineups, brought to you by Perfect Details Salon at 516 North Webster in Spring Hill. The Broncos will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at Perfect Details Salon, where they're devoted to making clients flawless from head to toe. Make an appointment online at salonperfectdetails.com or by calling 913-592-5022. All right, let's take a look here at those starters for the Louisburg Wildcats. A 5'7" sophomore, Delaney Wright, who the Broncos have kept in check throughout most of the season so far, or at the most of the 2 games so far. Number 12 is a 5'8" junior. Number 12 is Elise Moore, who had 18 in the first time they played, but then the Broncos held her down to just 8 in the second matchup. Number 10 is a 5'8" senior, Haley Kane, and again, they've done a great job with her the 2 games. For the Wildcats at number 20, a 5'9" junior, honorable mention All-State last year, Madeline Melton. That's been a story of 2 different matchups for her as well, 14 in the first meeting and just 4 in the second matchup. And finally, a 5'6" junior, number 33 is Megan Foote. And the head coach of the Wildcats is Sean Lowry. Louisburg is 7-8 on the year, 4-4 in the Frontier League. A different-looking starting lineup for Clay Freegon tonight. I'm scanning the bench down there. I did not see Avery Anderson at all on the bench, so it looks like they may be without Anderson, who has started every game this season for the Broncos, and Paige Cooper, who has also started every game this season. She is on the bench and available, but she is not starting tonight either. So a different-looking starting lineup. First time we've seen this lineup start a game for the Broncos this year. Sophomore number 1, Kate Milroy, their second leading scorer at 6 points per game. Number 13 is a 5'4" senior, Kaylin Dawson, who's averaging 4.5 points and a team-best 2.5 assists per game. 6' junior, number 15 is Allie Frank, the team's leading scorer and rebounder, averaging 13.5 points, 9.9 rebounds per game, coming off 3 consecutive double-doubles. And getting her first start tonight, number 31, a sophomore, Brooke Powell. And Powell averaging 3 points per game this season. And Michaela Popovich, who started early on in the season, had 3 quick starts out of the gates, but this is just her 4th start of the season now. Number 42, a 5'10" junior, who's averaging 3.5 points and 2 rebounds per game. The opening tip won by the Louisburg Wildcats. Opening tip brought to you by Spring Hills Recreation Commission. Sign up now for the annual Daddy-Daughter Dance, which is scheduled for tomorrow at the Meadowlark Event Center. $30 per couple, $10 for each additional daughter. And to register, go online to springhillrec.org or call 913-592-2214. And the early putback on that missed 3 as Madeline Melton was there to clean it up and put it back in for the Wildcats. So Louisburg with the first points of the night just underway in this opening quarter. Miss from the corner and a rebound to Megan Foote for Louisburg. A 14-point win in Spring Hill for Louisburg. And then Spring Hill with a 17-point neutral site victory down in Wellsville. This is Melton and miss, but a putback try by Moore from close range also miss. And Kate Milroy gets the rebound as it's a long one out near midcourt. Milroy, 15-footer, leans into it, banks it in off the glass to tie the game up at 2. Averaging 8.5 points per game over the last 4-game stretch for the sophomore Milroy. Second leading scorer on the team at 6 per night. And she gets the first 2 of this one for the Broncos. Foote outside right to Delaney Wright, and she throws it right to Popovich, who just slid right around in front of Moore to get the steal for Spring Hill. Both teams turned it over 22 times in that game in Wellsville. Spring Hill, they had 30 turnovers committed in the game at home that they lost. Foul called here on Moore. And she was defending Frank from behind and reached through Frank to try to deflect that entry pass to Allie. So the foul on Elise Moore is her first and the team's first with 6:04 left in this opening quarter. Lob into Frank. Quickly puts it up, but can't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Kaylin Dawson. Ball batted around. Dawson comes back up with it and then trying to get it inside. It stolen away by Louisburg. Tied up at 2, a couple of minutes into this opening quarter. Melton has the lone bucket so far for Louisburg. Into Moore, and some contact as she tried to attack the bucket, and the foul will be against Spring Hill to put Moore at the free throw line for 2 shots, and it will be charged to Michaela Popovich, her first, team's first. 2 shots coming for Elise Moore. Had a team high 18 in the victory for Louisburg, and also had a team high in the second meeting with Spring Hill in the loss, but it was a 10-point difference. Went from 18 the first meeting to 8 in the second one. One out of 2 for Moore. And Louisburg leads it by a point with 5:38 to play in the opening quarter. Into the corner, Popovich. That ball deflects. Powell comes up with it. Skip back to Popovich. Lost the handle. Loose ball to the baseline. Out of bounds off of Popovich. And that's a turnover to Louisburg as the Wildcats go to their bench for the first time. And it's Haley Kane, who I thought was in the starting lineup. It was not Kane. It was Brooklyn Diedrich, number 11, who was the starter for the Wildcats. But now Kane has checked in. And for Spring Hill, they go to their bench as well. Paige Cooper, who's coming off the bench for the first time this season, number 22. A senior has checked in along with Kaylee Oakes, number 35, a sophomore for Spring Hill. 3-2, Louisburg on top, thanks to a free throw last time down from Elise Moore. 3 minutes into this opening quarter. 2 teams that average right around 40 to 44 points per game and both give up 42 per game. On the flex into the backcourt, Moore able to retrieve it for Louisburg. Diedrich fires up a 3 in the corner, air ball, and Milroy has the rebound for Spring Hill, and she's fouled by Delaney Wright. First on Wright, second against Louisburg. Louisburg back to the bench again. Addison Ross, a 5'9" freshman, checks in. Wright picking up Milroy in the backcourt as the Broncos work of the offensive front court down by 1, looking for their first lead of the night. Frank from straight away. The three-pointer is nothing but net for Allie Frank. So Frank puts the Bulldogs in front for the first time at 5-3 with 4:20 remaining in this opening quarter. Diedrich, or make that right on the entry to Kane. Now back around it comes to Ross. Now right, down the center of the paint. Kick out to Moore. On into the corner for Diedrich. Midway through the opening quarter, a 5-3 Spring Hill lead. Moore bounces out to Ross. Oakes cuts her off. Now Moore, she's cut off, out to Ross again. Pass deflected, but a foul on Oakes. So Oakes kind of collided her hip into Haley Kane, and they're going to call her for the foul. First foul against Oakes. Second team foul, Jenna Weber. A freshman checks in now for the Broncos. Moore got around Frank as she gambled for the steal. It sets up Ross for an open jumper from the baseline, and the freshman knocks it down. We're tied up at 5. 3.5 left in the quarter. Milroy to Cooper and on into the corner to Frank. With Kane jumping at her face, Allie Frank doesn't mind, and she knocks down a second three-pointer. So Allie comes into this game second on the team with 6 made three-pointers this year, but those 2 have now given her a team-high 8 made three-pointers on the season. And her two first buckets have come from beyond the arc. She's been tearing up opponents lately, averaging 15.5 points per game over her last 3. The majority of that has come from inside, but she is certainly capable, as she has shown early on in this game, of stepping out and knocking down the outside shot. And a pair of threes early on as they get 2 back for Louisburg on that jumper by Haley Kane. Makes it 8-7. Anytime Spring Hill can get some production from beyond the arc, it's a bonus. They only average 2 3-pointers made per game. This is Cooper. Nice look inside on the feed from Weber. And Paige Cooper extends the lead to 3 for Spring Hill again. And they put that on the scoreboard up on the wrong team, so you'll notice our scoreboard, which reflects their scoreboard, says 9-8. It should read 10-7. Out pass comes to Delaney right now. They get that scoreboard flipped back. Right in the corner with a foot on the line. The 2-pointer won't go. And Jenna Weber with the rebound. So as I was saying with Spring Hill, just 2 made three-pointers per game is what they're averaging. So they've already hit that number on the pair by Frank. That ball knocked out by Diedrich. And if they can start getting some three-point production to go along with what's been a very good defensive team, they might be able to make some noise against some teams down the stretch and as we head towards postseason time. Paige Cooper checks out for Spring Hill, and back in comes Powell. This is Frank from the mid-post, but that one hits off the back iron, rebounded by Madeline Melton. Foot back in there now for Louisburg as well. 3-point Spring Hill lead. They led wire to wire in their 17-point win on January 30th over the Wildcats. That won't obviously happen tonight, as they have already trailed on a couple of occasions, but seeing now if they can take some control in this game. They've given up a couple of offensive rebounds. Another one here as Popovich and Dawson check back in for Spring Hill. Well, that's something that they'll want to address and get cleaned up here, is the amount of second chance opportunities they're giving Louisburg. That 3 rattles in from Diedrich. So that tray answers the couple that Spring Hill have had that gave them a 3-point lead, and now we're even up again at 10 apiece. Third tie already of this opening quarter. Good look. Oakes on the baseline. Won't go. Moore. A rebound. A long outlet. Up to Diedrich. Lets Popovich go flying past her and gives her an easy 2-point look. So the lead back to Louisburg at 12-10. Under a minute left in the opening quarter. Dawson bounced to Popovich in the short corner. Nice little power dribble through, but Michaela unable to finish. Loose ball on the sideline, and a jump ball is called. You might have heard Clay Freegun in the background hollering for a timeout, but he didn't get awarded that timeout, but the possession arrow will keep it with Spring Hill. Allie Frank checks back in. Delaney Wright also returns for Louisburg. 38 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Louisburg back in front by 2. 5 in a row for the Wildcats as Powell works down the lane line, back up top to Weber. Dawson lobbing underneath. Good hands by Frank, and the finish. Nice pass by Kaylin Dawson. Put it right on the money for Allie, who's got an early 8 points already for Spring Hill as she's tied this game up at 12 apiece. 15 seconds remains in the quarter. Foot to Kane, inside Moore, who's got 5. Frank there to defend, out to Foot again. 3-pointer on the way, off the heel, and that will end the first quarter. We're tied at 12 through 1. Spring Hill and Louisburg on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back inside Louisburg High School. 12 all, Spring Hill and Louisburg. Spring Hill Broncos. I'll try not to say Bulldogs again. Apparently I said Bulldogs earlier. I was a Bulldog. That was my high school mascot. So I don't know. Apparently I've got nostalgic vibes tonight, and I was going back to those days. Who knows? But y'all know what I meant. Here we go in the second quarter as Spring Hill gets the deflection out of bounds. And, now that you brought that up, Kate, that's going to happen multiple times now tonight because that's just going to be on my mind.
Probably so.
So it'd probably been better off just leaving that as is. No, I'm just kidding. 12-12 here as we start the second quarter as Moore fires for three. Won't go for Louisburg, and Allie Frank has the rebound for Spring Hill. But then the pass up the floor from Dawson sails over Weber's head, stolen back by Diedrich. Two teams had a lot of turnover issues the first time they played, or really for both times they played. And so far tonight, though, they've cleaned it up a little bit. They've each had one early on this quarter, but that is now just a total of 5 between the two teams. Tied up at 12 here with 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Louisburg already with half the points they had the entire game against Spring Hill in the game they lost in Wellsville on January 30th. Were held to a season-low 25 points in that game. They have since had fewer. They only scored 17 then in a game against Eudora, but at the time, the 25 that they scored in that game was a season low, and now another turnover on that pass by Foot that was out in front of everybody. Kate Milroy checks back in for Spring Hill. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Still tied at 12 here with 4 ties, 2 lead changes in that first 8 minutes. Spring Hill leading by as many as 3. Louisburg's largest lead was just 2. Dawson, nice pass in to Popovich, and Michaela finishes. A nice look by Kaylin Dawson. Leads the team in assists, averaging 2.5 per game. And that's already her second of this ball game. And she's able to set up Popovich for the lead-changing bucket. And now Dawson on a steal. And, wow, she is fouled hard as Delaney Wright knocks her to the floor. And Dawson is able to get up, right back up off the floor. Looks like she's got a smile on her face, so that's good. But that was certainly a hard foul by Wright, who picks up her second and the team's third. And it will result in 2 shots for Kaylin Dawson. Dawson on the year, 54% at the line. That's good for third best on the team percentage-wise, and she's able to make the first to make it a 3-point lead. That one's short, though. Foot the rebound for Louisburg. 15-12, Spring Hill tying their largest lead so far of this game in a back-and-forth battle early on. 5 ties, or rather 4 ties and 3 lead changes to this point. Diedrich underneath, stolen by Powell. Brooke got her first start of the season tonight. Comes up with the steal right there to set up another chance to extend this lead, but Popovich lost the handle on the takeoff. Stolen back by Melton. Popovich a little bit slow getting back into things. A 5-on-4 for the moment. Melton over top of Dawson, won't get it to go, and Allie Frank with another rebound. Dawson quickly pushes up to Milroy. Lob for Popovich. Had to try to save it. She was going to fall out of bounds and threw it right at the feet of an opponent in Madeline Melton. So Louisburg gets it back. 5.5 to go in this second quarter. Louisburg yet to score in the second period. Diedrich will try to change it from the corner, but misses that 3, and Kaylin Dawson gets the rebound off the carom from Frank. Milroy wisely pulls it away, didn't have any help. Now gets it inside to Frank. down to the floor as she lost the dribble, and wow, they're going to give a timeout there to Spring Hill. So that's a fortunate there. I'm not sure that the possession was really had by Ali when they got the timeout, but Clay Freegon is awarded the timeout with 5:10 left in the second quarter, and Spring Hill will keep possession thanks to that with 5:10 left in this half, leading by 3. A good start for Allie Frank in this game, 8 points for Spring Hill. Louisburg, they have nobody other than Diedrich with more than 2. Their top 2 guns, Moore and Melton, have combined just 3. And Brooklyn Diedrich with 5 to lead the way for Louisburg early on. 5-4, the turnover battle. A couple of 3-pointers for Spring Hill, both from Frank. Louisburg's got one back for themselves. And a 3-point Bronco lead. The Broncos have lost 4 in a row entering play tonight. So they are hoping to snap out of the funk and get their second win of the year against Louisburg in 3 tries. Frank off the inbound play, unable to score from the right side, and a jump ball is called between Moore and Oaks. And the possession arrow will give it to Louisburg. 3 minutes into the second quarter, Louisburg still hasn't scored in the quarter. A game that was tied at 12 to start the period. A Popovich bucket and the Dawson free throw for Spring Hill here in the second quarter is all they've got, but Louisburg been shut out through 3 minutes. Moore with all kinds of traffic around her, unable to come up with that pass from Ross. Stolen back by Spring Hill. Milroy lines up at 3 on the left wing, misses it left, and Frank will be called for a foul. And she had too much body on Moore. And for Allie, that's her first. And the third team foul with 4:31 left in the second quarter. Melton brings it back out across to right now on the right wing. Melton finds Ross on the wing. Again, they lob it into a lot of traffic. Moore able to collect that time. Out to Ross from 18 straight away, and it goes out of bounds off of Louisburg. So it's Spring Hill basketball with Jenna Weber and Brooke Powell checking back in. And for Louisburg, Haley Kane has returned with 4:04 left in the half. 15-12 Spring Hill lead. Milroy doing it all herself that time, but the layup won't go. Moore with the rebound for Louisburg, and then she turns it over. Milroy, who missed the layup on one end, racing back down to make the play defensively, but is called for a double dribble then as she tried to come to a stop across midcourt. 3:41 to play in the half, 15-12 Spring Hill. They have outscored them just 3-0 so far in this second quarter. It's been a tough go of it for both teams as Powell gets another deflection, leading to a steal by Frank. Five and a half scoreless minutes now going back to the second quarter for Louisburg. Frank just outside of the paint. So double digits already for Frank. She's got 10 of the 17 for Spring Hill, and the Broncos have their largest lead of the game by 5. Kane doubled through the hands of Moore. A collision on the sideline and out of bounds off of Louisburg. Spring Hill basketball. The effort by Kate Milroy paying off right there. Diedrich and Foote check back in for Louisburg. And for Spring Hill, Julia Hess enters for the first time. And before we resume action, a timeout taken by Louisburg. 30-second timeout for the Wildcats with 3:04 remaining in the first half. A 17-12 Spring Hill lead on the road. Rubber match, third meeting this year between these two. A 14-point Louisburg win in the first matchup, a 17-point Spring Hill win in the second matchup. For Spring Hill, they'll be off a full week until their next ball game after tonight. They do not have a Tuesday game next week. Their next ball game will be a visit to Eudora on the 21st next Friday, and that's a game that Spring Hill lost by 1 the first time they played in Spring Hill on January 14th. A low-scoring affair, 35-34. But Eudora, they are 14-1 on the year, 7-0 in the Frontier League. So that's a game you look at and say, my goodness, what if? But a 1-point loss that time around. They'll have a chance to avenge that on the road coming up next Friday night. But first, they're trying to snap out of their 4-game slide here this evening in Louisburg. And right now up by 5 for Spring Hill with 2:45 left in the half. Powell bounces to Milroy. Open look on the baseline. Spins out. And Haley Kane has the rebound for Louisburg. With 2.5 left in this second quarter. 6.5 minutes since Louisburg last scored. Just under a minute to go in the first quarter. Last time they were able to score. Powell, another deflection, but this time Moore gets it back for Louisburg. The Wildcats have had 6 turnovers here in this quarter. Now 7 for the game, 1 more than Spring Hill. And 1 turnover and 12 points in the first quarter. And they've had 6 turnovers and no points now in the second quarter. Diedrich inside to Kane, triple team, comes back to Moore. Extra pass to Foot from the wing, way off the mark on that 3. But Ross is there on the backside for the offensive rebound and a putback. The first points of the quarter come at the 1:45 mark, nearly 8 minutes since they had last scored, 7 minutes rather, since they had last scored. Milroy, nice drive as she splits defenders off the dribble and gets all the way to the bucket. 19-14 Broncos with 1.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And a deflection out of bounds by Milroy. Frank, Dawson, and Oakes. Or check that, Frank, Dawson, and Todd checking in for Spring Hill. Meredith Todd enters for the first time. The 5'7 junior who was injured back on opening night and started to work herself back into the rotation. And for Louisburg, they also go back to the bench for Madeline Melton with 1:25 left in the half. 5-point Spring Hill lead. Kane to Diedrich in the corner. 3-pointer misses, and Todd has the rebound for the Broncos. Foot gets a hand on it, deflects it away to another turnover. And now Foot leads him up the floor, out to Ross. Angles in from the left wing, draws a foul, and a chance at the line for the freshman Addison Ross. First foul on Kate Milroy, 4th team foul.
Substituting, number 12,
Elise Moore back in for Louisburg. Under 1 minute left in the half. A 5-point lead right now, which is as large as it's been in this first half for Spring Hill. 1 out of 2 for Ross, who is now the time for the team's leading scorer in this first half for Louisburg with 5 points for the freshman. She comes down, Delaney Wright checks back in for her. Broncos by 4 with the ball under 1 minute to go in the half. And the pass by Milroy over the head of Powell and out of bounds. Diedrich, who has the lone 3-pointer so far for Louisburg in the corner. She's attempted several more than she hasn't made, and this time she assists the bucket from Melton. And a foul will give Melton a chance at a 3-point play to try to make this a 1-point game with 27 seconds left in the half. Meredith Todd called for that foul, her first, team's 5th. Melton now the 3rd player with 5. To tie with a team high for Louisburg. 25 seconds to play here in the half. Spring Hill's 5-point lead down to 1. Frank at the high post. Work back around over to Todd in the right corner. Tough shot from Todd. Got deflected, but Powell came up with it. Milroy with a nice shot fake to create some space, and it's tapped out by Moore. So Spring Hill will have another chance at it as the clock is down to just 0.2 seconds. So they're going to need a quick tip by Frank, and they won't get a successful one anyway. And that will end the first half. It's a 1-point halftime lead for Spring Hill, 19-18 on top of Louisburg. Coming up next, it's the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Live. Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to Cool Crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's Heating and Air Conditioning Company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome to the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show tonight in Louisburg, where it's the Spring Hill Broncos on top of the Louisburg Wildcats, 19-18 at the half. Brought to you by Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, where Leah has over 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri. To learn more, call 913-221-0755. Just up the street at 159th in Merlin, Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. Pretty quick first half in this game that had some back and forth to it. Four ties and 3 lead changes. And a couple of runs, one by Spring Hill and then one to answer by Louisburg to close out the half. Kept it pretty close, but this was a first half played inside of a 7-point window. Louisburg's biggest lead was a 2-0 lead and then a 12-10 lead. They only led by 2 on 2 different occasions. Spring Hill was able to take their first lead of the game at 5-3. They would take their largest lead of the game then early on in the second quarter when they went up 17-12. That was part of a 7-0 run for the Broncos that put them from down 12-10 to up 17-12. They kept Louisburg scoreless for the first 6 minutes and 15 seconds of the second quarter. And because of that, that was when they went on that run to take that 5-point lead. Louisburg, though, then closed out the half, outscoring Spring Hill 6-2 in the final 1:45. So they got that gap back down to just 1 before the half was over. And so that's where we're at now at 19-18 after 4 ties and 3 first half lead changes. That Eye on the Game brought to you by White Cell Optometry Vision Source. Keep an eye on your child's screen time. If they're experiencing eye strain or headaches, it might be a good time for an exam. Make an appointment with White Cell Optometry Vision Source by calling 888-592-2020, and be sure to ask about the 2020 rule. We'll take a look at the first half numbers for you when we come back. It's Spring Hill 19, Louisburg 18 at the half on the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsurancegroup.com.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show. A 19-18 ball game here at the break. Spring Hill on top by 1 on the road over the Louisburg Wildcats. As we look at the first half numbers, Louisburg in that first half was a +2 on the rebounds. Spring Hill was a +12 the last time these two teams played. But Louisburg offensive rebounds really the big difference there. Why they are a +2 so far on the glass. Turnovers, both teams are right around the same number. It was 7 first half turnovers for Louisburg and 8 for Spring Hill. Both those numbers down from what we've seen the first two times they've played. Louisburg with 3 assists on 7 field goals. Spring Hill did a good job creating their baskets with 6 assists on their 8 first half field goals. Leaders for Louisburg, they've got 3 different girls at 5 points right now. Brooklyn Diedrich, Addison Ross, and Madeline Melton, each with 5. Haley Kane has 2, and Elise Moore held to just 1 first half point after she had 18 the first meeting, and she's been the leading scorer both times Louisburg has played Spring Hill this year, with 18 in the first meeting and 8 in the second. But Moore held to just 1 first half point tonight. The leading rebounder in the first half for Louisburg was Moore and Megan Foote. They've each got 3. For Spring Hill, a 10-point first half from Allie Frank, so she is not only the top scorer for the Broncos, but she's got twice as many points as any other player in this ball game. Kate Milroy added 4. They got 2 from both Paige Cooper and Michaela Popovich, and 1 point from Kaylin Dawson. Leading rebounders in the first half were Dawson, Frank, and Milroy. They each had 2. So a slower game as far as the rebounding numbers, just 2 first half rebounds for Frank, who's been averaging 14.5 rebounds per game over the last 3, but certainly an impact in the first half with 10 points to lead all scorers. Dawson leads all players with 2 assists here at the half. 19-18, Spring Hill by 1 on top of Louisburg as we head to the second half. You've been watching the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show. Second half starts next on Spring Hill Sports Live. Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
We head to the second half here tonight in Louisburg, 19-18. Spring Hill up by 1 as we start the second half. The Broncos will have Brooke Powell, Kate Milroy, Caitlin Dawson, Allie Frank, and Michaela Popovich on the floor. Moore, Melton, Foote, Diedrich, and Wright, the 5 out there for Louisburg. Kate Milroy able to get an offensive rebound off that miss by Frank. And now Powell with a collision with Megan Foote. Let's hope that both of them are okay. It looks like Powell is okay, but Foote a little slower to get up after that collision with Powell. And they're going to call the coaches out here to take a look at Megan Foote, and the junior guard for the Louisburg Wildcats, after that hard collision with sophomore Brooke Powell. So just underway into the second half, and now Foote able to get to her feet under her own power and work off the floor under her own power. And looks like she might have just kind of had the wind knocked out of her. Kind of reaction made it seem like that, which would be understandable after that collision. I tell you what, Caden, these two teams play some physical games together, don't they?
Yeah, it's been pretty physical here lately.
This one hasn't been quite as physical as the last one, but there's been plenty of.
We've seen people slide.
Yeah, the last game was definitely that way. The travel is called here. They called a foul, by the way, on Foote on that collision. That's kind of an insult to injury there. They get the wind knocked out of you, have to come out of the game and get called for a foul.
That's not fun to get the wind knocked out of you.
No. 7.5 to go in the third. A deflection out of bounds by Frank. Well, Spring Hill probably not going to hold Louisburg to that 25 number they did the last time they played, thanks to the 12-point first quarter by Louisburg. But they've done another good job tonight defensively. And there's a turnover forced, a steal by Dawson. Gets it to Popovich from her knees, and Michaela able to lay it in. Looked like she almost double dribbled there. I don't know. But either way, Popovich able to lay it in for Spring Hill as the Broncos go up 21-18. 4 ties and 3 lead changes in the first half of this game. Pull up from right is short. Allie Frank races to the rebound. Spring Hill kept Louisburg scoreless for 6 minutes and 15 seconds to start the second quarter. If they can do a repeat performance of that here, maybe open up a little breathing room before we head into the fourth quarter. Broncos took a 14-12 lead, and they have led ever since that time. Popovich gets knocked to the floor, and they're going to call Melton for a push. That'll be the first on Madeline Melton, and the second foul of the second half on Louisburg. So here's Megan Foote checking back in. That's good to see. She was the injured Wildcat, but she is back into the lineup, replaces Wright. Frank has her shot blocked by Melton. Moore off to the races the other way. Out to Diedrich. Little hesitation move. Gets to the lane line, but can't knock down the open look. And Allie Frank rips down another Spring Hill rebound. Powell up top to Milroy. Trying to work around Foote. Floats it up with the left hand off the glass. Nice look there by Kate Milroy. He's been effective with that little leaner in the paint. We saw it earlier from about 15 feet out, that time from about 6 feet away. She's able to use the glass both times and has given Spring Hill a 23-18 lead, now on 6 points in this one from Milroy. Foot has that pass go through the hands of Moore. They're going to say Spring Hill basketball. My eyes must have deceived me. That looked like, to me, it went through Moore's hands and then off of Powell, but apparently not. The official was right there, so it just must have been one of those optical illusions for me. It's the turnover on Louisburg, and Spring Hill. There was no complaint issued by anybody else in the gym either. So
You don't have replay, but
nope.
yeah.
I'm saying things that aren't true, calling Broncos Bulldogs, and seeing balls that aren't deflected by the people. I can get my eyes checked, I guess, Caden. Here's Powell for three. That's a little strong. It was right on the money, right in front of us, but just a bit strong. Weber can't finish on the putback try, and then Frank gets tossed to the floor on a tie-up with Moore. Possession arrow will give it to Louisburg.
Hitting the floor hard here tonight.
Yep, again.
It's like
5:20 to go in the third, 23-18. Spring Hill on top by 5 still, as they have held that lead ever since the 6:40 mark of the second quarter. But haven't been able to open up much breathing room. 5 is as large as they've been able to get that lead. Kane doubled on the baseline and throws it away on a steal by Weber. Jenna's got good length. She's able to come up with a lot of passes that, whether she deflects it or in that case steals it away herself, but now she gives it back. Foot with a steal and misses the layup, and Weber's down there for the rebound. They're going to call a jump ball. Spring Hill will get it on the arrow with 4:30 left in the third quarter. Paige Cooper checks in for Spring Hill, replaces Powell with 4.5 left in the period. And again, it's another drought to start a quarter for Louisburg. 3.5 scoreless for the Wildcats here in the second quarter. Spring Hill scored the only 4 points of the half so far. This is Allie Frank, a little spin to the side and banks it in off the glass. A dozen now from Allie. And the Broncos have pushed that lead up to 7 now, so a new large lead of the night for Spring Hill. That time it's Kaylee Oakes who gets her hand on the basketball to deflect it out. Caitlin Dawson checks in, replaces Weber. Moore, who's been awfully silent tonight, just 1 point for Elise Moore. And that's who they get it into here, and she's fouled by Cooper. So that 1 point that Moore had obviously came from the free throw line, and she'll have a chance at another pair at the line this time around. First foul on Cooper. First foul of the second half on the Broncos. Moore went 1 of 2 at the line back in the first quarter. She missed the first, made the second that time. She's missed the first this time. So a repeat performance of 1 of 2 for Moore, and she's given the first point of the half for Louisburg, but the Broncos still up by 6 here at 25-19. Dawson lob into Frank. Miss once and gets the second chance. So Allie all of a sudden up to 6 rebounds already and 14 points. Haley Kane called for the foul that will put Allie at the line for a 3-point opportunity. Melton back in for Kane for Louisburg. Frank 57% this year at the line. That is best on the team. And she's now got 15 points on the evening. She checks out of the game for Michaela Popovich. And Louisburg wants a timeout, so we'll break with 3:38 left in the third. Spring Hill up by 9, their largest of the night, 28-19 here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
3:38 to play in the third quarter, a 28-19 Spring Hill lead as the Broncos have started this second half with a 9-1 advantage over Louisburg in this third quarter. Spring Hill led by 1 at halftime, 4-3 this year, and they lead at the break. And they have built that lead up to 9 now, largest of the game for the Broncos. Louisburg with the basketball. Foot brings it up the floor as their 1 point so far in this half has come from a free throw by Elise Moore, who's been held to just 2 points tonight. Has led the Wildcats in scoring each time they've played Spring Hill this year. Had 18 in the Wildcats win, 8 in their loss. Both were team highs, though. Milroy with another rebound. Another solid game from Kate Milroy tonight. 6 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple of assists. Powell hands to Milroy. And wanted to come across the court to Dawson, but it ends up deflected and out of bounds eventually off of Melton. As Milroy peels herself up off the floor again. 3 minutes remain in the third quarter. Nobody guarding Powell on the inbound, but the three won't go. Cooper with an offensive rebound. It was Louisburg who used offensive rebounds in the first half to keep themselves in this game. Spring Hill, they've had a couple of second chances in this second half, but they unfortunately give this one away without getting a second look at it. Steal by Foot, up to Diedrich. Back around to Wright. Moore catches it inside and is fouled. Only the second foul of the half on Spring Hill. It's called on Michaela Popovich. It's also her second, and that will bring her out of the game back in. No, actually, Popovich will stay. Popovich went running off the floor, but Allie comes in and replaces Powell instead. And now Jenna Weber checks in as well, and she comes in for Kate Milroy. Pass brought out to Diedrich, and the three-pointer is no good as that ball tried to stay on the rim and fall through, and then bounced out of bounds by Melton after the rebound. 11 turnovers for each team. That's half the total they each had the last time they played when they were both at 22. Frank that time picked up the dribble with nowhere to go and turns it over. Melton into Dawson. Blocking foul is called. They're going to call it on the floor, though. So Melton won't get free throws out of it. It's the third foul of the half against Spring Hill only, and for Dawson, that's her first. Moore, a long skip over to Melton. Three-pointers in the air, and good from Madeline Melton. That's the first field goal that Louisburg has made in this second half, and it cuts the lead for Spring Hill down to 6. Dawson unable to work the baseline as she steps on the baseline, turning it over with a minute 49 left in the third. Powell checks back in for Cooper for Spring Hill. Powell commits a foul, trying to come up with another defensive deflection. That's Brooks' first, team's fourth. Kate Milroy replaces Dawson for Spring Hill. Moore gets the inbound from Foot, but can't connect from close range. Milroy with her fifth rebound. Popovich, another quick move to the basket, but it's blocked by Melton. Numbers for Louisburg. Moore drives and kicks out to Diedrich. Open look on the left wing off the heel. Rebound is taken in by Megan Foote. Louisburg with a second chance. 1:15 left in the third quarter. Just one basket made in this third quarter for Louisburg so far. It was a three by Melton. And this is Melton, who they go inside to, and she ends up on the floor with two purple jerseys around her. They threw it right in between the double team. And a foul on Powell is her second. 15th foul with 1:01 to go in the third. Right from the corner, brings it up foul line to Melton. Outside of the wing, Diedrich. 45 seconds left in the third. Driving the baseline right, puts it up short. Offensive rebound, Melton, and a putback. Double figures for Melton now with 10. And it's 28-24 with a half minute to play in the third quarter. Popovich wide open for three. Got it. And it's 31-24 Spring Hill. First three of the year for Michaela Popovich. 10 seconds left. Down to 5. Diedrich with 2. Foote's got to put it up, but it is off the mark, and we've played 3 in Louisburg tonight. It's Spring Hill 31, Louisburg 24 on Spring Hill Sports Live.
And counties. Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Final quarter in Louisburg tonight, 31-24. Spring Hill on top of the Louisburg Wildcats, trying to pick up a second win this year over Louisburg after losing the first time they played the Wildcats by 14 on their home floor. They beat them on a neutral site on January 30th. That was in the Wellsville tournament, and now up by 7 on the road to start the fourth quarter. And they started with a turnover forced on the defensive end. The 12th turnover forced tonight by Spring Hill. Dawson to Frank, and Alley with 17 on the night, as Kaylin Dawson has her team leading third assist of the game. The Bronco lead back up to 9, which matches the largest it's been tonight. Popovich on a deflection, won't be able to get there in time to save it, but a good play nonetheless by Michaela Popovich, who's had a strong night with 7 points. Season high for Michaela. Frank has been huge again, 17 points and a team leading 6 rebounds for Alley. They have held Louisburg's, or one of Louisburg's top offensive weapons. That's the other one there, Melton, who has performed with 10 points tonight along with 4 rebounds, but they have held Elise Moore in check with just 2 points tonight. Michaela Popovich picks up her third foul there. It puts Melton at the free throw line, but that free throw misses as the Wildcats are only 4 out of 8 at the line in this one. 1 out of 2. 11 points from Melton, and it's an 8-point game. Clay Freegon has to use a timeout. Milroy was having a tough time getting that ball up the floor, and to avoid a 10-second backcourt violation, they will take a timeout. So Clay Freegon has now used both of his 30-second timeouts, each team with 3 timeouts remaining. Louisburg will be in the bonus on the next Spring Hill foul. And for Louisburg, they still have 3 fouls to give, something that not necessarily a point of matter yet with 6:53 to go, but it will perhaps become something that they're going to have to start thinking about if they are still trailing in a few minutes from now, and with that many fouls to give, in order to get Spring Hill in a free throw shooting situation. So 6:53 left to play in the fourth quarter, 33-25. Broncos by 8 with the basketball. Spring Hill took a 14-12 lead a minute and 20 seconds into the second quarter. They've led ever since. Deflected out by Moore. Inbound pass comes to Dawson. Wraps it back to Frank. Alley's shot misses off the right side. Melton with a rebound for Louisburg, and then she's fouled in the backcourt. Oh, no, they're going to call it on Melton. They call the foul on Melton, her second, as she was using her off arm to create some space and try to get the defenders off of her. So Spring Hill will get it back at the 6:43 mark here. Dawson to inbound underneath the bucket. Into Frank, who ends up down on her knees and turned over. Moore loses it over to Diedrich. She kicks it out to Wright, who misses the 3 strong. Offensive board for Elise Moore. Putback won't go, but a foul on Allie Frank will give her a chance at the line. So she still had a field goal tonight, Elise Moore, but she'll have another couple of free throw chances. Second personal foul on Allie Frank. Seventh team foul on the Broncos. Haley Kane in for Louisburg. And Kaylee Oakes in for Spring Hill. Perfect at the line that time for Moore, where all 4 of her points have come from, and it's 33-27. Over the head of Milroy, and a turnover by Spring Hill, their 15th of the game. They have done a good job tonight protecting the basketball, really. Coming into the fourth quarter at 13 turnovers, but now is where it's going to be paramount to take care of the basketball in these final 6 minutes, with Louisburg up in the pressure a little bit, and Spring Hill trying to hold on to this lead for the victory. Kane well defended by Oakes, and then a foul against Louisburg on the loose ball. They call it on Elise Moore, her second. 5th team foul on Louisburg with 6:05 to go. So that loose ball foul and the previous offensive foul by Melton have taken care of a couple of their 3 fouls they had to give. So they're in a good spot now in that regard, with 6 minutes to go, down by 6. Dawson to the Bronco offense, got to take care of it now. Oakes from the wing, up top to Frank. Dawson inside Powell, and she's mugged from behind by Megan Foote. So 2 shots coming up for Brooke Powell. Powell got her first start of the year tonight. A sophomore with 1 rebound so far this evening. Doesn't have any points. Chance to change that here at the free throw line with 5:43 left in the fourth quarter. And the first is no good. Brooke now just 9 of 21 this year at the free throw line. Addison Ross checks in for Louisburg. 0 for 2 for Powell. And Brooke nearly able to win the battle of that loose ball. But it's out of bounds off of Brooke. Louisburg basketball with 5:39 to go. Paige Cooper checks in for Spring Hill. The Broncos lead by 6, 33-27, trying to hold on to snap a 4-game losing streak. Diedrich with it for Louisburg. A patient offensive possession here for the Wildcats, down by 6 with just over 5 to play. Moore back over to Diedrich. They go into Kane. And to the corner to right. Three-pointer won't go. Long rebound on the backside. Ross had it, but then lost it. Cooper then trying to throw it out to Dawson. Ends up going out of bounds off of Louisburg. So a hot potato there that will end up in possession of Spring Hill. Or will it? Did they change the call? No, they did. Okay. Down there in front of the student section, it's hard to see who was inbounding. Milroy tripped by Diedrich in the backcourt. And that is the 7th team foul on Louisburg, so it will put Kate Milroy at the line for a 1-and-1. First personal foul on Diedrich. 59% this year for Milroy. Her first trip to the line tonight. Solid game, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for the sophomore Milroy. But a miss on the front end of the 1-and-1. She got it back though. And then throws it over Oaks' head and out of bounds. So a turnover. Megan Foote and Madeline Melton both back in for Louisburg. For Spring Hill, Jenna Weber checks in, along with Michaela Popovich. 4:50 to play in the ball game. Spring Hill has just 2 points so far in this fourth quarter. They led by 9 or 7 when we started the quarter. They made it 9 right away, but now down to 6. Wright with a leaner from the left wing, and Michaela Popovich clears it for Spring Hill. Broncos have it up by 6, trying to close out a victory on the road. Timeout Spring Hill with Milroy in a predicament on the sideline. We'll take the break with them. 4:20 to play. 33-27. Spring Hill on top here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
4:20 left in the fourth quarter, 33-27. Spring Hill by 6. Broncos have the basketball, inbounding just in front of their bench there on the far sideline. 2 timeouts remain for Spring Hill, 3 timeouts remaining for Louisburg. Right now the arrow favors Spring Hill as well. Both teams in the 1-and-1 bonus. Paige Cooper will inbound along with Milroy, Weber, Popovich, and Frank. Megan Foote to guard that inbound pass. And she's joined by Melton, Moore, Wright, and Diedrich. Pass deflected back out by Diedrich. He almost took out the water cooler as well. So tough spot to inbound here as Cooper is down in that corner on the sideline. Spring Hill does have 2 timeouts. They will turn it over, though, on the inbound. Again, that's a tough spot to inbound from, and Moore able to get the steal and won't get the basket. Allie Frank, though, commits her 3rd foul. So Elise Moore will go back to the free throw line. Moore on the night, 4 out of 6 at the free throw line. All 4 of her points in this game have come at the line. And the miss keeps it a 6-point game with 4:16 to go. And a pair of misses. Milroy ends up with her season best 7th rebound tonight. Frank off the shot fake, down the lane line and score it for Allie Frank. 19 now from Allie. The first bucket in 4 minutes for Spring Hill. And the lead is back to 8 for the Broncos. In a single-digit game this entire night. 9 points, the largest lead for Spring Hill. 2 points, the largest lead for Louisburg. Louisburg has not led since late first quarter when they were up 12-10. I think they called a 3-second violation here on Melton. So that's a turnover back to Spring Hill. Popovich was a little bit slow getting up on the play, but she's good enough to stay in the game. Dawson and Powell now both return to the game. And that 14th turnover of the night for Louisburg gives it back to Spring Hill with an 8-point lead for the Broncos and 3.5 minutes to play. Dawson out to Milroy. Kate will back it away. No reason to be in a big hurry here. Popovich inside to Frank and a foul on Moore. So a 1-and-1 for the Broncos' best free throw shooter, Allie Frank, coming up. Third foul on Moore, 8th team foul. Allie's had a couple of 20-point nights this year, and she's a point away from another one. And she's got it. .20 points, 6 rebounds tonight from Frank. Missed the second free throw as Louisburg has the basketball, but down by 9. Three minutes left here in this fourth quarter. Melton's pass deflected and stolen by Milroy. Kate read that one all the way, and she gets an uncontested layup to reward herself on the other end. And Spring Hill now with an 11-point lead, 2:52 to go. Inside to Melton. Melton with 13 as she's able to lay that one in. 9-point game, 2:35 left. Powell, good strong hands there. Now Brooke attacks, weaves her way through defenders, stops and misses. Rebound to Louisburg's Elise Moore, and a foul on Popovich, Michaela's 4th. And that is a bonus for Louisburg as that stops the clock and lets them walk to the other end of the floor for the free throws. So 1-and-1 on the 9th team foul against Spring Hill. Kaylee Oakes to check in for Spring Hill, replaces Popovich. Run into the 1-and-1. Rattles out. Frank the rebound for Spring Hill. They break the press. Powell has it in the front court. 2:10 to play. Knocked out by Diedrich. Oakes doubled, gets it out to Dawson. Dawson down to the corner, don't want to pick it up there, and she's bailed out by a foul on Louisburg. Well, that is not what the Wildcats wanted. They had Dawson exactly where they wanted her, trapped down in the corner. But Megan Foote commits her third foul, 9th team foul. 1-1 for Kaylin Dawson, who's 1 out of 2 at the line tonight. Has just 1 point in this game, but does have a team-high 3 assists. And she's good on the front end of the 1-1. Lead now to 10 with 1:54 to go. Melton rebounds the miss, 10-point game. Right to Foote, long 2-pointer. Rims out and a foul on Melton. And it looks like Oaks will be the shooter on the other end. That's 3 on Melton, and now the Broncos in the double bonus on the 10th team foul against Louisburg. Oaks yet to score tonight, 3 of 4 at the free throw line this year. Misses the first. Spring Hill not lighting it up at the free throw line tonight, 4 of 11, but hopefully can overcome it and hold on. They're up 10 with 1:43 to go. A pair of misses, but Brooke Powell has an offensive rebound. So that worked out. Powell has her shot smothered by Foote. They'll call it a jump ball, so Spring Hill keeps it. We're down to 1:33 to go now. In Louisburg, they've only made 2 3-pointers in this game. They're going to need something from an offensive standpoint in this final 90 seconds that we haven't seen to this point. If Spring Hill's not going to be able to hold on to win this one, even with the free throw troubles. The Broncos, as long as they just don't get into a turnover happy business here, they should be okay. And now they'll have 2 chances at the line for Allie Frank as she's fouled by Moore, who's now picked up her 4th. 20 points, 7 rebounds tonight for Allie Frank. And a perfect trip to the line there from Frank. Makes it 41-29. Louisburg, they have just not been in much of a hurry either offensively for the situation as they turn it over again. Spring Hill with 1:15 to go, up by a dozen. Dawson being pestered by Diedrich. Gives it up to Oaks. She's doubled back to Dawson. Milroy now on the sideline. Gets it back into the center of the floor as the clock goes underneath, a minute left. Weber inside, Frank, and the bank shot missed. She gets her own rebound and then is fouled as Madeline Melton has picked up her 4th. So a couple of free throws coming up again for Allie Frank. Julia Hess and Meredith Todd check in for Spring Hill. Frank missed the second one, but she's got 23 tonight. Another big game from Allie Frank. Foote unable to hit. Second chance try by Moore won't go. Third chance try by Melton doesn't go. And Allie pulls down her 9th rebound. She's 1 rebound short of her 4th straight double-double now with 33 seconds to go. So Spring Hill on their way to snapping a 4-game losing streak. This is Oaks, who's wide open underneath, and she gets the bucket on the feed from Meredith Todd. And a timeout for Spring Hill as they want just a rolling timeout to bring the subs in and get Allie Frank off the floor. So they will stay on the floor, both teams, and just roll the subs in and keep on playing here with 20 seconds to go. Now 44-29 Spring Hill. See if they can keep from giving up a bucket here in the final 15 seconds. It'd be a second straight game now holding Louisburg under 30 points. Melton misses. Moore's putback will make sure they don't stay under 30. But it was another solid defensive effort tonight by Spring Hill as the Broncos snap their 4-game losing streak, and they win it by 13 on the road. 44-31 your final. Spring Hill now 6-11 overall, 3-5 in the Frontier League as Louisburg drops to 7-9 and 4-5 in the league with the loss tonight. 44-31 your final. Back to wrap up game 1 of the doubleheader for you next, and then we'll get you set for the boys game. That's coming your way still here tonight on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Collision and Paint Center. A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome to the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center postgame show tonight, where the Spring Hill girls snapped their 4-game losing streak with a 44-31 victory over the Louisburg Wildcats. Postgame show brought to you by Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, where they work with all insurance companies to get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. For the Broncos tonight, a big second half for Spring Hill. They led by 1 at halftime, but then outscored Louisburg 25-13 after halftime, and that was able to propel them to a 13-point road victory tonight. 4 ties, 3 lead changes. That all happened in the first half. Spring Hill took the lead for good at 14-12 and led by as many as 15 late in that fourth quarter when they were in the midst of what was an 11-2 run to keep building that lead after Louisburg had it to 9 with 3 minutes to go, but that was as close as they would get in that fourth quarter after it was a 6-point game early in the fourth quarter, and then Spring Hill opened up that 11-2 run to pull away for the victory. Now 3-5 in the league, 6-11 overall for Spring Hill, and for Louisburg they dropped to 7-9 and 4-5 in the Frontier League. Leading the way for the Broncos tonight was who else but Allie Frank. Another big night for the junior. 23 points, 9 rebounds. Comes up 1 rebound short of what would have been her 4th straight double-double, but she continues to just terrorize opponents as another big game. 23 points, 9 rebounds from Frank. Kate Milroy with a very good game tonight as well. 8 points, a season-high 7 rebounds, and a couple of assists. Kaylin Dawson, only 2 points tonight for the Bronco point guard, but she did have a team-high 3 assists as she continues to distribute the basketball well. They also got some points from Cooper, 2 points out of Paige Cooper, 2 points out of Kaylee Oakes, and a season-high 7 points out of Michaela Popovich, who played well in this game as well. Spring Hill ended tonight a +3 on the boards. They were a 25-22 advantage. They out-rebounded Louisburg 16-11 in the second half. And the Broncos also had 10 assists on their 17 buckets in this game. Louisburg assisted 5 of their 11. And the Broncos turned it over 17 times tonight. What I tell you in the open, they can keep it under that 19, the average per game. I feel good about their chances. Well, they did it. They kept it under 19 with 17 turnovers tonight. They forced 16 out of Louisburg. Both teams made 7 free throws in the game. Louisburg went 7 of 14. Spring Hill 7 of 16. And both made 2 3-pointers. Louisburg, one player in double figures. Madeline Melton had 13 to lead the way, along with a team high tying 7 rebounds. Moore also with 7 rebounds, but Elise Moore held to just 6 points in this one. So she scored 18 in the game that Louisburg beat Spring Hill. And the next 2 games combined against the Broncos, both Louisburg losses. She was held to 8 and 6 in those 2 matchups. Brooklyn Diedrich, Addison Ross, each with 5 and 2 points from Haley Kane. Your final score tonight, 44-31, as Spring Hill improves to 6 and 11 with their 3rd win in the Frontier League, now 3 and 5 in the league. Up next for the Lady Broncos, they will take a trip to Eudora coming up next Friday night to take on the 14 and 1 Cardinals of Eudora. So a big game coming up next Friday night for Spring Hill. Again, your final score, 44-31, Spring Hill over Louisburg. That's going to wrap it up for the girls' game. Coming up next, pregame coverage of the boys' game. We'll take a look inside the matchup of Spring Hill and Louisburg. A rematch of a game that Spring Hill won handedly on their open floor. At least second half they won handedly. Game they trailed by 1 at halftime, but went on to win it big. That's game rematch coming up next here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome to the Comfort Designs pregame show, boys edition, tonight as we get you set for game 2 of our doubleheader, brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. Rematch of a game back on January 31st, Spring Hill winners that night by 17 over Louisburg, 51-34, but it was not as easy as the final score may suggest. Louisburg led that game by 1 at halftime. The only game this year that Spring Hill has overcome a halftime deficit to win. They're 1-7 when trailing at the half. That one was against Louisburg. Granted, it was only a 1-point halftime deficit, but they held Louisburg to just 12 second-half points and a season-low 34 points for the game, while they outscored them 27-3 from beyond the three-point line. Spring Hill knocking down 9 three-pointers in that game, and Louisburg win an ice-cold 1 of 12 from beyond the arc. So here they meet in the rematch, and the numbers look quite similar for them. Spring Hill 7-9 on the year, 4-3 in the league. They are third place in the Frontier League, while Louisburg is 6-9 overall, so a similar looking record there, but just 2-6 in the Frontier League. They've had some bad luck losses in the league, and they currently find themselves ninth place right now in the Frontier League standings. Louisburg coming off of a 60-38 loss at Ottawa last Friday. A game that was close at halftime. They were down just one at half, but then were outscored 39-18 after halftime to lose that game by 22. Spring Hill coming off of a win on Tuesday night over Paola, 50-42. It was a strong performance. They closed that game by going 7 of 8 at the free throw line of the fourth quarter. Cooper Jones went 6 of 6 at the line of the final minute to give the Broncos that victory. And they had in the game just 9 turnovers and 9 total fouls committed by Spring Hill. So a very clean, very solid game across the board that time around on Tuesday night. We'll see if they can make it another effort like that tonight as they try to knock off the Louisburg Wildcats for the second time this season. That look at the matchup brought to you by Spring Hill Fitness, your local community gym. Spring Hill Fitness, dedicated to making a friendly, judgment-free environment, open 24/7. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-686-2027. Back for your keys to the game next here on Spring Hill Sports Live and the Comfort Designs pregame show.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Quick look at your keys to the game tonight as we welcome you back to the Comfort Designs pregame show. Keys to the game brought to you by Crown Realty. Let Crown Realty help you get the keys to your dream home. Check out all their listings at crownrealty.com. And if you're in the market to sell your home, remember the key is a great agent, and that's what you'll find at Crown Realty in Spring Hill. Call 913-592-2222. Offensively for the Broncos, keep it clean again. 9 turnovers is all they had on Tuesday night in an 8-point victory, and only 9 fouls committed in that game as well. That's not necessarily an offensive key, but just the execution, the efficiency which they played with on Tuesday night. If they can continue to play that style, make a few three-point shots, that 7, 8 three-point shots a game, and turn it over only that 9 to 10 times per game, it's going to be a tough out for Spring Hill come postseason time. So we're ramping up for that postseason time right now, and the Broncos 7-9 only on the year, but they are a dangerous team when they play with the efficiency we saw on Tuesday night, and we've seen several times this year. So let's look for that again tonight. Defensive key, AJ versus Margrave. That's my key tonight. Alex Johnson has been very good defensively. We talk a lot about his scoring. He averages 13 a game, which is the second best on the team, but he's the team's leading rebounder at 5 rebounds per night, and he's had to lock down some pretty good offensive weapons. Last couple of games, we've seen teams with really Trey Mawala for Paola, for DeSoto, their top scorer, the guy that plays on the inside. The last several teams have been kind of post-dominant guys, and Alex Johnson's been responsible for shutting them down, and he's done an excellent job. Well, tonight, Julian Margrave is that guy for Louisburg. The 6'8 sophomore averages a team-high 17 points per game. The Broncos held him to just 13 the first time. I say just because that's tied for his second fewest points in a game this year. They did a good job that night, and if they're going to do a good job again tonight, Alex Johnson's going to have a big say in that. Your keys to the game brought to you by Crown Realty. Opening tip is next here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Your local
Looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back inside Louisburg High School tonight as we are almost set for tip-off between Spring Hill and Louisburg. It's time for your starting lineups, brought to you by Perfect Details Salon at 516 North Webster in Spring Hill. The Broncos will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at Perfect Details Salon, where they're devoted to making clients flawless from head to toe. Make an appointment online at salonperfectdetails.com or by calling 913-592-5022. Starting lineup here for the Louisburg Wildcats. Weston Getterman, a 6-foot junior, averaging 11.5 points per game. He's number 3 for the Wildcats, second leading scorer on the year. Garrett Rollifson, a 6'5 senior, number 10, 5.5 points per night. Ben Getterman, a 6'1 junior, number 22, 11 points per game. The Broncos held him to a season-low 2 the first time they played. Michael Waldron, a 6'1 senior, number 24, averaging 5 points a night. And Julian Margrave, the 6'8 sophomore, number 35, who is a team's leading scorer at 17 points per game, was held to 13 by the Broncos, which is the second fewest he's had in a game this year. For Spring Hill, their starting 5 looks familiar for the 5th straight game. It's Cooper Jones, number 1, a 6'1 junior, averaging 14.5 points per game, tops on the team. Connor Zorn, 6'1 senior, number 5, as Margrave tries to come up with an acrobatic shot on the first possession, but it goes over the backside of the backboard and out of bounds to Spring Hill. Ryan Weber, a 6'1 junior, number 15, third on the team in scoring at 10 per night, leads the team at 3.5 assists per game. Alex Johnson, a 6'6 senior, number 22, second leading scorer at 13 a game, leading rebounder at 5 per game. And Aaron Dominic, a 6'6 senior, number 42, 2.5 points and 3.5 rebounds per game. Dominic underneath from Johnson. Pump fake, got Margrave in the air and gets the basket plus a foul. So Julian Margrave with his first foul just 31 seconds into the game, and it comes on a chance for a three-point play out of Aaron Dominic as well. Couldn't have gone better on the opening possession for Spring Hill. The opening tip was brought to you by Spring Hill Recreation Commission. Don't forget to sign up for the annual Daddy-Daughter Dance, which is scheduled for Saturday, February 15th. That's tomorrow for those of you counting. Meadowlark Event Center is where it's at. $30 per couple, $10 for each additional daughter. To register, go online to springhillrec.org or call 913-592-2214. A redo chance for Dominic after a lane violation on the first free throw that was missed. So now he'll get a second chance, and he makes good on that redo. So Aaron Dominic converts a three-point play on the opening possession for Spring Hill. And the Broncos not only got the three, but they tagged a foul on the Wildcats' top scorer, Margrave, as well. Gatterman holding on the wing. Louisburg held to a season-low 34 points when they played in Spring Hill on the 31st of January. The Wildcats averaged 55 points per game. They were 21 points below their average. Margrave can't hit that mid-range shot, and Weber has the rebound for Spring Hill. Up to Jones. Then Broncos' leading scorer gives it up to Zorn, flying into the paint. He's fouled, and they're going to call this on the floor, but Connor Zorn with a nice move from the top of the key there as he's working his way back into the lineup. His 5th game back from summer knee surgery, and the starting point guard a year ago as a junior now has taken that role up again here for the Broncos in his 5th game back. That's Jones feeding it in to Alex Johnson. And 2 perfect possessions offensively to start for Spring Hill, and 2 defensive stops on that end of the floor. Rollison up top to Margrave and around to the left wing to Waldron. Back over to Getterman on the right side. Weber chasing Getterman to the basket, laid it up under the bottom side of the rim. Margrave on a putback, rims out, but he's fouled, so the 6'8 sophomore Julian Margrave will head to the free throw line on the foul charged to Connor Zorn. Two shots for Julian Margrave. And he puts Louisburg on the board. And he got them both. Weber to Johnson in the corner. Alex leans in, banks it in. A couple of quick buckets from Alex Johnson. 2 minutes into the opening quarter and an early 7-2 Bronco lead. Margrave set the screen. They wanted to get it back to him, but it's ripped away by Zorn. And then kicked out of bounds by Zorn, so it'll go back over to Louisburg. Louisburg, despite being at the bottom of the Frontier League standings right now, 2-6 in the league. They've been a tough team to kind of figure out this year. They're 6-9 overall. They played number 1 ranked Piper, the number 1 team in 4A, to a 7-point game. They only lost by 4 to a 13-3 Frontenac team. They beat a 13-2 Bishop Seabury team. But then they've had some games, mostly games in the league, where 6 of their 9 losses have come. That if you ask them, they probably sit there and shake their head about and kind of saying, well, how is this? But they're a more dangerous team than their 9th place spot in the standings of the Frontier League would suggest, as Michael Waldron gets the bucket on that layup. Dominic blocked by Margrave, tapped out by Getterman, and run down by Weber. Ryan Weber coming off of what I feel like was maybe his best game of the year on Tuesday night. That ball ends up off of Ben Getterman and out of bounds. Weber had 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists in that game, and played some great defense as well. Luke Metcalf checks in for Spring Hill, replacing Connor Zorn, and for Louisburg, Connor Vose has entered, replacing Ben Getterman. Weber inbounds to Jones. He's been hot lately. That one spins out and Vose the rebound for Louisburg. Jones coming off a 21-point night against Paola on Tuesday. Team's top scorer at 14.5 per night. In 5 different games this year, he scored 20+. That first look for him didn't go down despite being a good look. Waldron unable to finish on the layup after the drive. It's saved by Rollison. Back up top to Weston Getterman. He gets it back to Rollison in the short corner, and he knocks it down. So an answer from Louisburg after they fell behind 5-0 out of the gates. They've answered with 6 of the last 8 and have closed it back to a 1-point game with just under 4 to go in the first quarter. Johnson, who's got 4 of the 7 for the Broncos, works off the top of the key. And an illegal screen against Spring Hill. They call it on Ryan Weber. So it's his first and the team's second. And that will bring Evan Letellier into the game, replacing Aaron Dominic. Letellier, a 6'2 junior, number 14, checks in for Spring Hill. 2.5 points, 2 rebounds per game off of the bench. 3.5 left in the quarter. Louisburg looking for their first lead. They go underneath to Margrave, and somehow Margrave got open without anybody around him. Can't let that happen, and he has put Louisburg on top for the first time. Johnson out to Letelier. Around to Weber, now back near side Alex. Crosses over, gets down the lane line, and he's hacked by Getterman. Third foul of the half against Louisburg. And for Weston Getterman, it's his second. So the starting point guard for the Wildcats will be headed to the bench, it looks like, with Maverick Rockers, a sophomore, coming to the scorer's table to check in. Meanwhile, Alex Johnson at the free throw line connects on the first. So here's Rockers now into the game, replacing Getterman, who's already got a couple of assists for Louisburg. But he's on the bench with 2 fouls. Johnson perfect on the free throws. He's got 6 already for Spring Hill. And it's a Bronco 9-8 lead with 3:04 remaining in the quarter. Margrave called for a travel, faked that handoff, but he did the whole full pivot before he put the ball down. So second turnover against Louisburg with 3:01 left in the quarter. Spring Hill with the ball up by 1. Weber's got his dribble back after it was knocked out by Waldron. Now Johnson surveying. Defender Rollison playing way off of him. Weber on the baseline drive, high off the window, won't go, but then he ripped it right back out of the hands of Margrave. Jones, a little pick and roll to Johnson. Wraps it around to Weber. High off the window, again won't go for him, and Rollison with the board for Louisburg. So Rockers now the sophomore in, running the point with Weston Getterman on the bench. Weber will try to pester him, maybe force a few turnovers out of the backup point guard. Entry pass stolen by Letelier. Well, Louisburg has now turned it over 4 times. They've piled them up here the last couple of times they've had it. Spring Hill by 1. Metcalf from the corner. Hit 3 3-pointers Tuesday night. Now he'll try to assist one, but it's off the heel from Johnson, rebounded by Vose. Out to Waldron, the right wing, and the pass deflected out by Letelier. Connor Zorn to return for Spring Hill. Ben Getterman to return for Louisburg. The officials still down here discussing that last call, and it will be Louisburg basketball. The official over to give an explanation to Wes Book, the 6th-year head coach of the Spring Hill Broncos. Rockers on the inbound for Louisburg. Into the corner, Getterman. Rollison a drive and kick back to Getterman. And the 3 won't go. Cooper Jones with a rebound on the backside. Low pass into Letelier in the front court. Skips it across to Johnson. Gets around the defender and flies in for a 2-handed dunk plus a foul. So Alex Johnson with the throw down and a chance to make it a 3-point play as he got around the defender on the blow by and had a wide open lane to the cup. 4th team foul and the first on Ben Getterman. And the free throw good from Alex Johnson, who's got 9 first quarter points for Spring Hill. And the Broncos lead it 12-8. The offense for Louisburg has not looked near as sharp since their starting point guard Getterman went to the bench with 2 fouls. This is Ben Getterman, and his layup misses, but a foul on Metcalf will give him a chance at the line. 3rd foul against the Broncos, first on Luke Metcalf. But Weston Getterman, when he went to the bench, things have slowed down offensively for the Wildcats, as you'd expect when you lose your starting point guard. But Broncos need to take advantage in this final minute with him on the bench. Getterman does get the first to rattle in. He's an 11-point per game scorer this year for the Wildcats, but he was held to a season low 2 points by Spring Hill in the first matchup. Johnson will check out of the game. Dominic back in there, and that free throw from Getterman is good. He hits them both. So 50 seconds left in the quarter. Spring Hill leads by 2. Weber works from the left wing, back up top, Zorn. Connor trying to hesitate around the corner, now brings it back out. 35 seconds left in the period. Weber bounces it up top. Letellier lets it fly and misses off the heel. Margrave the rebound for Louisburg. 25 seconds left in the quarter. It's Getterman from the wing. 3 is short. Offensive board. Margrave putback misses. Getterman on offensive rebound. Ball knocked out of his hand, they're saying. Spring Hill wanted a travel call there, but they say it was knocked free, and then Rockers knocks down a 3. So a couple of offensive rebounds given up there by Spring Hill cost them. 1 second left. It's Letellier again from straight away. That one rattles out. And that late 3 by Maverick Rockers has given Louisburg a 13-12 lead after the first quarter here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Start of the second quarter. Louisburg closes out the first quarter with the last 5 points as they have taken a 13-12 lead into the second quarter. And Louisburg commits a foul to start quarter number 2. The foul is called on Charlie Peters, who is in for the first time. Also in for the first time for the Wildcats is Michael Sefferling. They're out there with Margrave, Ben Getterman, and Maverick Rockers. Zorn's floater misses. Margrave the rebound for Louisburg. Long pass up to Getterman, and he was losing the handle of the baseline. Had to try to save it out. It comes to Zorn for Spring Hill. 5 turnovers now for Louisburg. Just 1 Spring Hill turnover so far. But Louisburg a +6 on the glass. And some costly offensive rebounds there late in that first quarter. Not only got them back into it when they were down by 5, but it gave them a lead. Alex Johnson floats in and scores. He's got 11 of the 14 points now for Spring Hill. And the Broncos retake the lead at 14-13 on our 4th lead change. Margrave, 4 points, 4 boards so far for Louisburg as their top guy in this ball game, and he's fouled by Johnson out on the perimeter. Alex is first and the team's 4th foul with 7 minutes left in the first half. Margrave checks out of the game. Back in comes Garrett Rollison for Louisburg. So this is Sefferling with the ball. Did not play in the first quarter. Out there to start this second period. Getterman on the drive, the scoop, and missed it off right iron. Dominic with a rebound, then had it knocked free. Still a fight for the basketball. Zorn down onto the floor. He's tied up, and the jump ball will give it to Louisburg. Rolifson bounce it out to Sefferling. Now up top to Rockers. Rolifson out for the ball screen. Weber able to get above it. Now he comes back across the other side of it. Rolifson up top to Peters. Long defensive possession here for Spring Hill as Getterman tries to work from the point. Backing his way in on Weber. Pulls up from 8 feet, blocked by Weber, and then a foul, loose ball foul against Louisburg. The call goes against the Wildcats. It's called on Sefferling, his first. Back in is Waldron for Louisburg, replaces Ben Getterman. 6 minutes left in the half. 1 point Spring Hill lead here on the road. Got to finish off a season 2 game sweep of Louisburg after a 17-point home win over the Wildcats back on January 31st. Weber knocks down a three-pointer. 17-13 Broncos. Rockers is fouled by Zorn. Connor picks up his second foul, the 5th team foul. So Luke Metcalf to check in for Spring Hill. He'll replace Connor Zorn. Margrave returns for Louisburg, and also Weston Getterman, who picked up a second foul in the first quarter. Early in that first quarter, he picked up a second foul and sat the remainder of the quarter. We got 2 quick assists to start things for this Wildcat offense. They kind of bogged down without him, but he's back in there now with the Wildcats down by 4. Getterman gives it up over to Seiferling. Now Margrave works down the right lane line. Comes to a jump stop of the block and scores it from the right block. 5 minutes to play in the first half of a 2-point game. Weber fires up another 3 and knocks another one down. Second three-pointer in the quarter for Ryan Weber. Lead is 5 for Spring Hill with 4:45 left in the second. Ties the largest lead of the night so far for the Broncos. Margrave to Waldron. Good shot fake, gives it back to Margrave, and he answers from the left wing. 9 now from Julian Hargrave. 20-18 with 4.5 to play in quarter number 2. Metcalf doubled. Out to Jones in the corner. Johnson. Shuffled. No, they're going to call a timeout. So Spring Hill takes a timeout with an even 4 minutes left to play in the first half. And a 20-18 Spring Hill lead. 32nd timeout used by the Broncos, who will be off for a week. Back at it next Friday night. A visit to Eudora. A rematch of a game played back on January 14th, a month ago. And Eudora won that matchup 59-51. A close game in Spring Hill. Eudora currently 7-8 overall, 4-4 in the league. Spring Hill 7-9 overall, 4-3 in the league. So could be a final standings position battle coming up next Friday night between Spring Hill and Eudora. Broncos hope to be entering play next Friday night, coming off back-to-back victories. After an 8-point win on Tuesday night against Paola, now they lead by 2 with 4 to play in the second quarter tonight on the road in Louisburg. Weber out to Daniel Mitchell, who has checked in for the first time. Weber from the right wing has knocked down a couple of three-pointers for the Broncos in this second quarter. This is Jones on the drive, and a foul committed by Seiferling his second. And a 1-1 coming up for the Broncos. Jones 72% this year at the line. 43 out of 60. Third best free throw percentage on the team, and he misses the front end of the 1-1, but Alex Johnson has the offensive rebound. No better a miss there, I guess, than on Tuesday night when he went 6 of 6 at the line in the fourth quarter, trying to save that errant pass. It goes out of bounds back to Louisburg. So clutch free throw shooting by Jones on Tuesday night helped the Broncos get that victory, but unable to extend the lead that time down. So 20-18 it remains. Broncos by 2 with 3:20 left in the first half. Getterman leaves it out to Waldron in the corner, and he puts Louisburg back in front on a three-pointer to make it 21-20. Alex Johnson on the blow-by, but the layup spins off. Margrave with a rebound for Louisburg. Seiferling, nowhere to go underneath the bucket, lobs it back up top to Getterman. Louisburg trailed by 5 3 different times in this first half, but they have now retaken the lead. They've never led by more than 1 until now. He missed it. The layup missed, and Letellier with a rebound for Spring Hill. Jones stops and shoots and scores for Spring Hill. Broncos back up 1 with 2:20 left in the half. Seiferling gets it mid-post extended out to Margrave. Tough shot spinning towards the baseline, and he knocks it down. 11 of the 23 Louisburg points have come from their sophomore Julian Margrave, who averages 17 per night. He's got 11 right now, 2 shy of the number he put up against Spring Hill their first matchup. 1:45 left in the half. Weber up top to Letellier. They swing it on to Mitchell. Now back it comes to Johnson, who's had a big first half, and that one nearly added to it, but it goes halfway down and out. Getterman bounce up to Rollifson, spinning into the paint. Bank shot misses, and Cooper Jones comes away with it for Spring Hill. Jones on a drive, kick to Mitchell in the corner. Three-pointer won't go. Backside rebound, Rollifson. 1:18 left in the half. Louisburg with the ball up by 1 and a timeout Wildcats with 1:15 remaining in the second quarter. So each team has now used 1 timeout in this first half as Louisburg has overcome 3 different 5-point deficits to currently lead by 1. But the Wildcats have never led by more than 1. They were up 8-7, 13-12, 21-20, 23-22. Fourth time they've led, all by 1 point. They led by 1 point at halftime back on the 31st of January in their matchup with Spring Hill before the Broncos held them to just 12 second-half points. But Louisburg in that game was up 22-21 at the half. It was a low-scoring first half, but then Spring Hill outscored them 30-12 in the second half to pull away to a 17-point victory. Very similar looking game so far tonight. 23-22, Louisburg by 1 of the ball as we return to action. Seiferling turns down the Rollifson screen. Whistle away from the basketball, an illegal screen on Louisburg. Garrett Rollifson is called for that foul. It's his first and the team's 8th. Final minute of the first half. 1 tie, 6 lead changes so far. Spring Hill looking for his 7th to take the lead back. Jones, 3 on the right wing, won't go off the heel. Maverick Rockers the rebound for Louisburg. And what will the Wildcats opt to do here with 45 seconds left in the half? Rollifson gives it to Seiferling, and he lost it out of bounds. So the Bronco defense gets the turnover forced with 34 seconds left. Aaron Dominic will check back in for Spring Hill. He replaces Evan Letillier, and for Louisburg, Andy Hupp has checked in for the first time tonight. 6-foot junior enters for the final 34 seconds of the half. Weber, a hand to Metcalf. Across to Jones. Johnson trying to blow by. Pulls up, missed it. And Rockers with another rebound for Louisburg. Final 20 seconds of the half. Seiferling out of the midcourt logo with 10. A drive and kick out to Rockers. He's got 6. Down to 5, and a foul committed. Not a bad foul, though, by Jones. They did have one more to give. It's only his first. And now Louisburg has just 3.5 seconds to try to make something happen. Rollison inbounding on the sideline. Into Waldron. Looks backside. Up top, Seiferling. His three-pointer is blocked by Jones. And we've reached halftime. So just like the first time around, it's Louisburg by 1 at halftime, 23-22. Louisburg leading Spring Hill at the half. Coming up next, it's the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome into the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show tonight, where it's a one-point game just like it was back on the 31st of January when Louisburg led Spring Hill by 1 at the half. They lead them by 1 at the half again here, and it's almost the exact same score. At halftime on the 31st, it was 22-21. Tonight, it's 23-22, so 1 point more for each team, but almost a exact replica of what we had when they played back on the 31st. So a 1 point Louisburg lead here at the half. The halftime show brought to you by Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, where Leah has over 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri. To learn more, call 913-221-0755. Just up the street at 159th and Merlin, Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. So 1 tie, 6 lead changes in this first half, and the majority of the half, I would say, was won by Spring Hill, but yet the halftime score tells you that it's Louisburg on top by 1. But Spring Hill led this game by 4 points a couple of times in the first quarter. Then they led it by 5 three different times in this first half, leading at 5-0, 7-2, and 20-15. But Louisburg wouldn't go away. They kept hanging around there, wouldn't allow themselves to get down by more than 5 at any point. And then they closed out the half, scoring 8 of the final 10 points in the final 4.5 minutes of the first half to take a 23-22 lead on a bucket by Julian Margrave. And he had 11 in that first half for Louisburg, so almost half of their first half points. And his last bucket gave them that 23-22 lead with 2 minutes left in the half, and that would hold up to be the halftime score. So that's a look back at the first half on our Eye on the Game, brought to you by Whitesell Optometry Vision Source. Keep an eye on your child's screen time. If they're experiencing eye strain or headaches, it might be a good time for an exam. Make an appointment online or make an appointment with Whitesell Optometry Vision Source by calling 913-592-2020. And be sure to ask about the 20-20 rule. We'll be back with more of the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show with your first half stats right after this. It's Louisburg 23, Spring Hill 22 at halftime.
Whitesell Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Whitesell Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Whitesell and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Whitesell Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsurancegroup.com.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back inside the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show. A 1-point game, 23-22. The Louisburg Wildcats with a 1-point lead on top of the Spring Hill Broncos. Spring Hill in the first half led by Alex Johnson, who had half the points. 11 of the 22 first half points came from Alex Johnson. Ryan Weber knocked down a pair of three-pointers, so he's got 6 points here at the break. Cooper Jones with 2, and Aaron Dominic with 3 for the Broncos. And they had the leading rebounder was Weber and Jones, who each had 2 first-half rebounds. Nobody with more than 1 assist for Spring Hill. For Louisburg, they also got the majority of their offense from one guy, Julian Margrave, who had 11 first-half points for the Wildcats. He also had a team-high 5 rebounds. The other scoring for the Wildcats came from Garrett Rollison, who had 2 points, Maverick Rockers, who had 3, Ben Getterman, who had 2, and Michael Waldron had 5. Weston Getterman with a game-high 3 assists right now for the Lewisburg Wildcats. Rebounding total right now a +7 for Lewisburg. They're at 14-7 advantage on the glass. Both teams had 4 assists on 8 made field goals each. Spring Hill turned it over just 3 times. Lewisburg had 6 first-half turnovers. Both teams with 4 points coming at the line. Spring Hill 4 of 5, and Lewisburg 4 of 4 at the free throw line. And from the three-point arc, They have got 3 3-pointers for Louisburg, and for Spring Hill, they connected on 2 first-half 3-pointers. 23-22, that's our halftime score. It's almost the exact same halftime score these two teams had when they played back on January 31st. It was 22-21 that night at halftime. Tonight, 23-22. Both times it was Louisburg up by 1. There's been one game this year that Spring Hill trailed at the half and went on to win the game. That was against Louisburg back on the 31st. They were down 1. They ended up winning by 17 after outscoring Louisburg 30-12 in the second half. We'll see if they can have another repeat performance of that as we had the first half tonight. 23-22, Louisburg on top of Spring Hill. You've been watching the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show. Second half is next here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Options. Your local farmers insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill. Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
We head to the second half tonight in Louisburg, 23-22. The Louisburg Wildcats with a 1-point lead. They were not able to hold on to their 1-point lead and defeat Spring Hill back on the 31st at the half in Spring Hill. And now tonight they'll try to do that on their home floor, but the Broncos have different plans as they look to put together their second straight win and pick up a little momentum into next Friday night's game on the road at Eudora. Spring Hill has lost 4 straight road games coming into tonight, so let's see if they can overcome this deficit, albeit the slimmest of deficits you can have. Just down 1 as we start the second half. It's Weber, Johnson, Dominic, Jones, and Zorn for Spring Hill. Ben and Weston, Getterman, Margrave, Rollifson, and Waldron on the floor for the Wildcats. And a early foul picked up by Weston Getterman, so that is his third. He picked up 2 first-quarter fouls and then sat the majority of the first quarter because of that. He has picked up his third just 10 seconds into the second half. And the offense, although the score doesn't necessarily suggest it because they were down at the time when he was not, or when he was in the game, and then they came back kind of when he was out of the game, but the offense has been much, much better efficient-wise when he's been in the game. So if he's going to stay in obviously here with 3, but if they can perhaps get a 4th tagged on him, that might really change things in this second half for Louisburg. Meanwhile, Johnson calling for the travel, so it's the 4th Spring Hill turnover. They've done a good job again tonight taking care of the basketball. But they start the second half with a turnover. Margrave up top to Rollefson. They get it right back into Margrave. He's got 11 points and now make it 13 for Julian Margrave. Leads all scorers tonight and gives Louisburg their largest lead of the game at 3 points, 25-22. Johnson's pass intended for Weber, deflected out by Getterman. So missing from the scoring totals, Cooper Jones, just 2 points so far for the Broncos' leading scorer, coming off a 21-point night. And this is Jones. They look to get him going to start this second half. The air ball, Dominic with a couple of offensive rebounds for Aaron. That sets up a three-pointer from Alex Johnson, who's good. So Johnson now with 14. As he and Julian Margrave, we talked in the open about the key, what Johnson would do against Margrave defensively. Little did we know that those two would, at this point, have 27 of the combined 50 points scored in this game. Foul away from the basketball, and that, if it's on Zorn, and it is, that is his third. So both teams with a starting guard with 3 fouls early on in the second half, and both coaches will keep him in the ball game for the moment. This is Ben Getterman. He's bumped and fouled, so Cooper Jones looks like he's going to pick up his second. Getterman gets it into Margrave. He's fouled, and he gets the roll. So a three-point opportunity for Margrave as the Broncos pick up 3 fouls in about 10 seconds of game time right there. It's the second on Johnson. So Weston Getterman now will check out. In comes Connor Vos. And that free throw good from Margrave, who's a perfect 3 of 3 at the line, and he's got 16 points tonight as he's put Louisburg back up by 3. And now Rollefson comes up with a steal. Got tripped up by Weber. So Ryan Weber has picked up his second. The foul called on the floor, I believe. Yes, so the guys were kind of lining up like they were going to shoot free throws, but it's called on the floor. So baseline inbound for Louisburg. Vos will put it into play here for the Wildcats to Margrave in the corner. Three-pointer in the air and short. Jones with the Spring Hill rebound and then throws it away. Numbers for the Wildcats, threading the needle on the pass up to Getterman, but then off the bottom side, he missed it, only to get it right back from Alex Johnson. Laid up by Rollefson, no good. So Spring Hill needs to just take a big, deep breath here and settle back into things. They've committed 4 fouls and had 4 turnovers in the opening 2 minutes of this second half. And Westbrook, sensing that as well, says, let's just take a timeout, see if we can hit the reset here to start things over again in this second half. 30-second timeout called by the Broncos, who are down by 3 with 5:43 left in the third quarter. But an ugly start to this second half for Spring Hill with 4 turnovers and 4 fouls committed in 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Hopefully the timeout here gives them a chance to just settle back in, take a deep breath, and come out and play like they did the first half when they only had 3 turnovers. They committed 1 more turnover in 2 minutes and 17 seconds of the second half than they did the entire 16 minutes of the first half. So no changes here. 5 guys that were on the floor come back on the floor for the Broncos. They're 5 starters. Weber at the controls here for them. Dangerous pass comes across the court, and Zorn had trouble on the catch, but able to get it back. Alex Johnson drive and kick, sets up Weber for 3, but it's off the back rim. Loose ball, Alex Johnson gets to it for Spring Hill. Now Jones drives into a double team. Out to Weber, who gets a chance to re-tee. That one misses as well. Waldron the rebound for Louisburg. Margrave, who's had the hot hand with 16, this time assists one to Ben Getterman. 30-25 Louisburg. Zorn throws it right into the arms of Julian Margrave. Feeds Getterman again for another quick two. Wes Book might need another timeout here. 32-25 as Louisburg has come out and blitzed Spring Hill, and in part due to Spring Hill's own errors. Another Bronco turnover. They've had 6 turnovers now in 3 minutes and 37 seconds. Metcalf and Letellier check in. Zorn and Dominic exit for Spring Hill. Waldron exits and Sieferling comes back in for Louisburg. Wildcats now up by 7. Vose looked like he might have got away with a walk. Getterman, who's got the last 2 buckets, gives it up, back up top. Sieferling down the middle of the paint. Blocked by Jones, picked up by Weber. Midway through this third quarter, and the Broncos just 3 points and 6 turnovers in the quarter. Missed 3 by Johnson, rebounded by Seiferling. Nine to 3 advantage in this third quarter for Louisburg. Their 1-point lead now up to 7 as Margrave goes to work in the paint. Shoots over top of Johnson, no good. Metcalf with a rebound for Spring Hill. Weber being chased from behind, just picked it up in time to avoid the turnover. Now Johnson into the paint, collision, offensive foul on Johnson will go down as their 7th turnover already in the second half. And for Alex Johnson, that's his 3rd foul. 15 foul. Timeout Spring Hill. 3:17 left in the third. Louisburg now leads by 7 here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
3:17 remains in the third quarter. A third quarter that Spring Hill would like to restart, but unfortunately, that's not an option. They are now down by 7, 32-25, after Louisburg led this game by 1 at halftime. They've outscored the Broncos 9-3 so far in this third quarter. The 3 points on a three-pointer by Alex Johnson for Spring Hill, but the Broncos have 7 third quarter turnovers. More than twice as many as they had the whole first half. They had 3 at halftime, and they are now up to 10 in the ball game with just over 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Ben Getterman with it for Louisburg. Drives, kicks out to Margrave from the corner. 3 spins out, and then a foul committed by Louisburg. That's on Ben Getterman, his 2nd. So with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter, let's see if the Broncos can break out of the little slump they got going here and get things rolling. Metcalf into the corner to Jones, up top Weber. Another good look for Ryan, but it's short. And Seiferling has the rebound for Louisburg. Gatterman gets past the defender Jones and then commits the charge as he runs over Letillier. Third foul on Ben Gatterman, third team foul against Louisburg. Michael Waldron checks back in, replaces Gatterman with 2:31 left in the third. A 7-point Louisburg lead. Metcalf got open on the block. Pass a little late coming into him, though. Letillier across to Weber. Offensive foul on an illegal screen that's going against Jones, his third. Sixth team foul with 2:19 remaining in the third. So that will put Louisburg in the bonus the rest of the way. And that's not a good thing because they have been perfect 5 of 5 at the free throw line tonight. Waldron up top to Rollifson. Seiferling around Metcalf. Help defense comes, but it leaves an open shooter. Waldron all day to shoot on the right wing. Too strong. Margrave had the rebound for Louisburg. It ends up knocked out of his hands, but Rollifson ends up collecting for Louisburg. Second chance for the Wildcats. Margrave straight away off to the left side. Jones the rebound to Spring Hill. 1:40 left in the third. Broncos run down 7. Johnson hangs in the air, kicks it out to Metcalf. Extra pass up to Letillier, and he knocks down a big three-pointer for Spring Hill. They needed that. 32-28. They've made just 2 shots here in the third quarter. Thankfully, they've both been threes. And also, thankfully for Spring Hill, Louisburg hasn't exactly lit it up in this quarter. They've got just 9 points, so they've stayed in this one, down just 4 with a little over a minute left in the third. Knocked free by Weber, dives on the floor, gets it up to Johnson, and then Metcalf ends up on the floor with it. But they throw it away. No, out of bounds. Vos unable to come up with a steal. A little helter-skelter there, and fortunately for Spring Hill, they're going to be the ones when it's all settled to end up with the basketball. John Mitchell checks in, a junior guard coming in for the first time tonight, replacing Weber, and Charlie Peters returns for the Wildcats. He checks in for Rollifson. 50 seconds left in the third. Broncos down by 4 only. Despite a tough third quarter, just 2 shots made in the quarter and 7 turnovers, but still very much in it. Backdoor feed to Johnson, and the layup missed. Been one of those nights offensively, although not really for Johnson. He's got 14. He's been one guy who's kind of been immune to the ice-cold offense tonight, but that one won't go for him, and now Louisburg back on the attack. Seiferling's pull-up misses on the baseline. Peters battling Johnson for that rebound. Still loose on the floor. Still loose down on the baseline. And a jump ball is called. So Louisburg will get the possession with 13 seconds left in the third. Seiferling to inbound to the baseline. Lobs into Margrave. 8 seconds now. Vos on the crossover, gets a screen from Peters. Out to Waldron. 4 seconds. Back to Vos. Three-pointer way off the mark. Letillier with a rebound, and we'll head to the fourth quarter with Louisburg leading Spring Hill 32-28 here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
When it comes to help,
Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
We go to the fourth quarter tonight, 32-28. Louisburg on top of Spring Hill. The Wildcats led by 1 at halftime and then outscored Spring Hill 9-6 in a low-scoring third quarter. A Letellier 3 late in the quarter made it a little more respectable for the Broncos after they had fallen behind by 7, and now they turn it over as that pass right through the wickets of Luke Metcalf. Layup on the other side by Getterman. Makes it 34-28 Louisburg. Eight second-half turnovers, just 2 second-half shots made by Spring Hill. Good news is they still got time to turn this around. Down by 6 with plenty of game time left, 7 minutes and change. Weber, left wing, missed it strong. Rebound out to Rollison. Broncos have hit just 2 3-pointers. They both came, or check that, 3 3-pointers, 2 of them from Weber and 1 from Johnson. No, I lied again. They got one also from Letellier. We'll get it right one of these times, so I got to update the tallies there. 4 3-pointers in this game. They've had some really good looks, though, as Getterman is fouled on the drive. Should be on the floor. No, they're going to, oh yeah, it is on the floor. They're going to give him a 1-and-1. That is the 7th team foul against Spring Hill. And it's called on Evan Letellier, his first. So Wes Getterman has not scored in this game. He averages 11.5 per night. He's the second leading scorer on the year, but he has battled foul trouble all night. Picked up 2 first quarter fouls, which put him on the bench for the majority of the first quarter. Then picked up his 3rd foul just 10 seconds into the second half. Stayed on the floor for a bit, but then once the Wildcats got a lead by a couple of possessions, Ty Fana still took him out. And now he's got him back in there in the fourth quarter, probably for the remainder, barring another quick foul. But even with the foul in the fourth quarter, might as well play your guns. And he's good on 1 of 2 at the line, so it's a 35-28 lead. The 7-point margin, biggest of the game for Louisburg. Letellier's 3 missed, and Rollison with the rebound. 6.5 to play. Spring Hill, tough offensive night. Right now they're still 9 points below their season low scoring total. And this is another foul on the floor against Letellier. So 2 possessions in a row. They go dribble drive on Letellier, and Getterman is able to get his spot on the free throw line both times. Another 1-and-1 for Getterman. This time misses the front end, and Rollison unable to corral that rebound as it was off his hand and out of bounds. Well, 6:15 remaining. Spring Hill needs some offense. Down by 7 on a low-scoring ball game night. Weber kept the pivot foot down. Letellier works it back now to Weber. Johnson working down the lane line against Rollison. Kicks it out to Weber. Shot fake, drive, and then bounce pass out to nobody as Johnson lost his footing and fell. Comes up limping a little bit as he rolled an ankle there. 5:48 to go. And off the 12th Spring Hill turnover, Louisburg has got it back up by 7. Just 1 point tonight for Getterman, but he has assisted 3 buckets. And the point guard for the Wildcats, who averages 11.5 per game, had 13. He was the top scorer, tied as the top scorer for Louisburg in that game against Spring Hill back on the 31st of January. And now there might have been some confusion. The official signaled timeout to Louisburg, but Ty Fonestiel is reacting as if he didn't call a timeout, but they will charge a 30-second timeout to Louisburg. So that leaves the Wildcats with 3. Spring Hill still has 2 timeouts remaining. Possession arrow currently favors Louisburg, and the Wildcats are in the bonus. Spring Hill, they're still several fouls away from getting to the free throw line. Louisburg with still 3 fouls to give. 5:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Our next broadcast here on Spring Hill Sports Live will be coming your way 1 week from tonight in Eudora. Friday the 21st of February, a doubleheader for the Spring Hill boys and girls at Eudora High School right here on Spring Hill Sports Live. The Spring Hill girls earlier tonight with a victory to snap a 4-game losing streak as they defeated Louisburg 44-31. The guys now looking for a second straight win and their second victory this year over Louisburg, but they going to have to find some offense at some point tonight. Down by 7 here as we return to action. Weston Getterman again on the drive. This time can't finish and doesn't draw a foul as Dominic clears it for Spring Hill. Weber in the corner brings it back up onto the wing. Jones runs the baseline, gets it from Weber, but missed the 3. Rebounded by Ben Getterman for Louisburg. 4:51 remains. Spring Hill with just 6 points since halftime. With 4.5 minutes to play now in the ball game. Ben Getterman with a deep 3, won't go. And Zorn the rebound for Spring Hill. And another Bronco turnover. That has been just their absolute Achilles heel in this second half. 10 second half turnovers for the Broncos, and now Margrave will go to the line. He's a perfect 3.
Local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
And welcome back into Louisburg High School. We had a power outage. We had our power cut and lost lost everything for you there for a moment. We still don't have the scoreboard camera back. So we don't have a scoreboard for you right now. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get that one back for you. But it is 36-31. What you missed when our power was cut. A free throw, 1 of 2 from Margrave, made it 36-28. Then Luke Metcalf knocked down a 3 for Spring Hill. So it's 36-31 with 3.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. A 5-point Louisburg lead coming out of a timeout used by Spring Hill. By Spring Hill. So it gives the Broncos now 1 timeout remaining in this ball game. I think that pretty much catches you up. That's Margrave on the leaner. He's now got 19 for Louisburg, and with 3:15 to go, it's 38-31. A 7-point Louisburg lead. They led by 1 at halftime. Spring Hill has scored just 9 points since halftime, 3 3-pointers. Metcalf tried to make it a 4th 3-pointer, but it won't go. Waldron with the rebound. Margrave pulls up just inside of the foul line. It's short. Offensive rebound, though, from Rollison. Gets it out to Waldron. His 3 misses, and it's another offensive rebound, this time by Getterman. That misses as well, so multiple looks at it, but eventually Luke Metcalf comes away with it for Spring Hill. Broncos down by 7, 2:33 to go. Weber out to Metcalf and around to Jones. Cooper on the blow by, pulls up on the baseline but can't get it to go. Margrave with another rebound. He's had 19 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple of assists tonight for Julian Margrave. And with 2:09 to play in the fourth quarter, it's a timeout Louisburg. Louisburg on top of Spring Hill, 38-31 here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
All right, back in Louisburg, and we've had power restored to our other camera as well now. So we are back up on the scoreboard there. You can see 2:09 remaining in the fourth quarter, 38-31. They took power from us to try to give a little bit to this offense for Spring Hill, I guess, and it worked. When we were off the air, they hit a 3. But right now they're going to need a few more. It's 38-31. Louisburg on top by 7 with 2:09 to go. Louisburg with the basketball. They've held Spring Hill to 9 second-half points. Broncos need some stops, need some shots to go. Weber defending on Getterman, who gives it up to Vose. This is now Ben Getterman at the logo. Cooper Jones there defending. Out to Weston Getterman. Gives back up top Ben Getterman, and he's fouled by Cooper Jones. That's now 4 on Cooper. 9th team foul, check that, 10th team foul, so it will be 2 shots now for Louisburg. Ben Getterman at the line. He's 2 out of 2 in this game. Now 9 points for Getterman. Second player into double figures for the Wildcats, who lead by 9 with 1:46 to go. The 9-point lead, largest of the game. And Spring Hill has gone ice cold in the second half. They have a late push in them. Jones travels. John Mitchell will check in for Jones. He's got 4 fouls, so Westbrook doesn't want him out there defensively right now. Also Daniel Mitchell to check in as Jones and Johnson come out of the game. 1:32 to go. Broncos want a trap and a turnover here, but they're going to want to try to extend this game as long as they can and see if maybe the offense will wake up for him here late in this fourth quarter. They've got Getterman trapped. He throws over top of it up to Weston Getterman. Lob to Waldron, who maybe ill-advisedly tries to take that shot. Metcalf with the rebound. Up to Daniel Mitchell, pulls up mid-range and sends it long, but it goes off of Ben Getterman and out of bounds, so it'll stay with Spring Hill. 1:12 to go. Back in comes Alex Johnson and Cooper Jones. Need some quick shots, but they also need some good shots here. Jones to Johnson. That's a good one and a quick one, and it's good from Alex Johnson, who's got 17 now. And it's a 6-point game with 1 minute to go. Getterman lobs over to Getterman. Back to Margrave. He's fouled by Metcalf with 53 seconds left. So 2 shots coming up for Julian Margrave. 4 out of 5 in the game at the line. He's got 19 points to lead all scorers tonight. And he's got 2 shots coming his way. First is good. So Louisburg making their free throws tonight. 21 points for Margrave. The team is 11 of 14 at the stripe. 8-point Wildcat lead. Johnson lost it on the drive, stolen by Waldron. Rollison on the feed back from Getterman, lays it in. And the lead is now up to 10. Jones unable to hit Waldron, another rebound. Getterman up to Ben Getterman, and Spring Hill calls off the Dogs now with just 13 seconds to go. So a tough second half for Spring Hill. They were down 1 at halftime. Went ice cold in the second half, and Louisburg pulls away to a 10-point victory, avenging a 17-point loss in Spring Hill earlier this season. 44-34, your final. Louisburg improves to 7-9 and 3-6 in the league, while Spring Hill drops to 7-10 and 4-4 in the Frontier League. We're back to wrap things up for you on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Your great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Your local farmer's insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome into the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show tonight from Louisburg, where the Louisburg Wildcats, they get some revenge on Spring Hill from an earlier 17-point loss as Louisburg wins it tonight 44-34. They hold Spring Hill to a season low, 34 points tonight, just 12 points in the second half for Spring Hill as they were down 1 at halftime, but then got outscored 21-12 in the second half to fall 44-34, dropping to 7-10 in the season and 4-4 in the Frontier League. For Louisburg, they improved to 7-9 and 3-6 in the Frontier League, snapping out of a little two-game slide for the Wildcats. So the victory tonight for Louisburg was led in big part by Julian Margrave. 21 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple of assists for Margrave. He had a big night, the 6'8 sophomore for the Wildcats, one of two guys in double figures. They got 10 as well from Ben Getterman. The other scorers for the Wildcats, Weston Getterman with 1, Garrett Rollison with 4, Maverick Rockers with 3, Michael Waldron with 5 points tonight. Weston Getterman's 3 assists led the team. The 7 rebounds from Margrave was top mark on the squad, while Garrett Rollison also pulled down 6 tonight. For Spring Hill, Alex Johnson, 17 points, led the way. The only guy in double figures, the only guy with more than 6 tonight for Spring Hills. Alex Johnson goes for 17, along with 4 rebounds as well, which tied for the team high, along with Cooper Jones and Aaron Dominic. The other scoring for Broncos tonight, Cooper Jones with 2, Evan Letillier with 3, Ryan Weber with 6, Luke Metcalf with 3, and Aaron Dominic with 3. Leading rebounder, as I mentioned, Jones and Johnson and Dominic. And leading the team in assists tonight, Cooper Jones and Luke Metcalf each had 2. As the Broncos cut the gap down to 5 at one point of the fourth quarter after it was 6 to start the quarter, or it was 4 rather to start the quarter, and then it quickly got up to 8. They got it back down to 5 after that, then it went back to 9, got it to 6, and it ends up at 10, which is the largest lead of the night for Louisburg. 1 tie, 6 lead changes throughout this ball game this evening. Take a quick timeout, come back, wrap things up for you right after this on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show.
Collision and Paint Center. A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill. Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. This is Bronco basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back inside the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show tonight, where it's a 44-34 final. Louisburg with the victory over the Spring Hill Broncos. Post-game show brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, where they work with all insurance companies. It can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. For Spring Hill, they'll have a week off now before the next ball game next Friday night in Eudora. That'll be the next broadcast here on Spring Hill Sports Live. We're joined by Wes Book here in the Shoemaker Collision and Repair and Paint Center post-game show. And 1-point game at halftime, Coach, and then things didn't quite go the way I'm sure you guys wanted to, obviously, in that second half. What kind of happened in that second half from your perspective that allowed this game to end up where it did?
Well, one, I want to give a lot of credit to Louisburg. I thought they played well tonight. I thought they had a good game plan going in. They did a good job of shutting down Cooper Jones and not letting him get any easy looks. And then they put their big 6'8" kid right in the middle and kind of clogged things up. And obviously you could tell we struggled to score there in the second half.
You mentioned the job they did on Cooper Jones, and defensively as a whole, a lot of turnovers in that second half. How much of that did you feel like was what they were doing, or how much of that was just kind of the guys, for whatever reason, just not taking care of the basketball in the second half? The turnover really piled up.
Yeah, I mean, when things just don't go well and sets don't flow, I mean, they were kind of loading up on our sets, and we didn't do a very good job adjusting, and then we got sped up. But, again, I give a lot of credit to them, but at the same time, we got to be stronger with the basketball. I mean, turnovers have hampered us in the past, and they hampered us again tonight. The big one to me was start the fourth quarter, you get the ball, you're down 4, and go out and make it a one-possession game, then you turn the ball over, and I think we ended up giving a layup on the other end. So right away it could go from a one-possession game, and it automatically goes to a 3-possession game. And a game that's that low scoring, that was a big play to me.
The type of shots that you were able to get on offense, I mean, you had quite a few open looks, it seemed like. Did you like the type of shots you were getting? They just weren't falling, or what did you see from that perspective?
I mean, it's a tricky thing, especially with the offense we run. I mean, we kind of give them a lot of freedom to take shots, and I told them after the game we got a lot of guys that can shoot it. And the way they were playing, we had a lot of guys get open looks, and sometimes when you play and you're that open, you almost psych yourself out a little bit. It's like, why am I so open? And to me, I was more disappointed in our effort to go get those rebounds. I just thought we had a lot of threes that were good looks, and then we had nobody crashing. And then when you live like that, you're giving yourself zero chance of getting another shot at it. I mean, and you look at it, we didn't score a single two-pointer in the second half, and that just can't happen.
Well, you get a full week now to work and get ready for that Eudora game. What would you like to see from your guys in this next week of practice? And when you look at your guys' team here and you got your self-scouting type stuff, what would you like to see your guys improve on through this next week?
Tonight, it was kind of toughness and rebounding, and then just getting better at our motion offense. The problem is when our sets don't work, then we got to run our motion, and our motion takes a lot of energy and it just drains, and I got to play more guys if that's going to be the case. And again, so this week's going to be used a lot to get some of those guys comfortable with what we do, if that's what we're going to have to do. I mean, we had to do it tonight. We're going to have to do it against Eudora because they kind of sit back and pack the paint and don't allow you to run much. So just getting our confidence going and getting ourselves better and tighten things up before the home stretch here. Okay, Coach, I appreciate you coming up here after this one. We'll see you in Eudora next week. All right, thanks a lot. That's Wes Book, head coach of the Broncos. And again, the final score tonight, 44-34, as Louisburg holds Spring Hill to a season-low 34 points in the victory. We're back on the air next Friday night in Eudora for another doubleheader action here on Spring Hill Sports Live. Tonight,
Good night for the girls. Spring Hill, they snap a little 4-game losing streak on the girls' side with a 44-31 victory, but the boys fall 44-34 in the nightcap. We'll talk to you next Friday night from Eudora. Until then, for Caden Carbajo, I'm Bryce Kessler. You've been watching Spring Hill High School basketball on Spring Hill Sports Live.
It's time for Spring Hill High School basketball. Spring Hill Sports Live is brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Price Chopper, Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial, the Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Crown Realty, the Elliott Insurance Group, Prime Accounting Solutions, Farmers Insurance, Leah Smith Agency, the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Allstate, Libby Clark Agency, Spring Hill Fitness, Perfect Detail Salon, and Whitesell Optometry.
5.